Well, good afternoon. Apologize for being 2 minutes late. We were thoroughly reviewing the agenda upstairs and pleased to announce we're ready. So with that, as you can tell, thank you. Chair Torres will be joining us later. She asked that I start the meeting. So here we are. I'll have some official business to do. Call the meeting to order at 5:03, and we have our first item 1.2, which is the Ventura County Community College District Board of Trustee ground rules. Next will be 1.3, Chancellor's recommendation of the agenda.
Recommended as presented.
Okay, and at this time, do we have any consent items to be pulled? We can come back to that. I'd be happy to do that. Do we have any changes to the agenda? No changes. Step 4, there will be, when we get to the consent item on HR, there is a name we'll be removing from that, and we'll make sure to have that listed momentarily. Okay. That's going to take us, Trustee Pichowski, you ready? Your items? Okay.
Item 8.3.
8.3?
Yes.
Okay, 8.3 will be pulled.
10.1.
10.1.
10.2.
10.2.
10.7.
10.7.
Am I correct? I'm sorry, wait a minute. Not 10. Yes, 10. No, I'm sorry. 10.1, 10.9, and 10.10 only.
Okay. I heard 10.9.
1, 9, and 10.
10.1, 10.9, 10.10, 10.7 is now safe.
Yes.
Okay. 7.7 is back on the agenda. All right. Back on the consent agenda. Okay. I did not write those down, but I see pencils moving, so we'll be in a good spot. All right. That's going to lead us to public comment. And full disclosure, the stack is thick, so we're ready to hear it all. Suppose I will list 3 names, and that way you'll know when you're going to be called. And that's going to start with Lilia Ruvalcaba, and followed by Nathan Cole. Third will be Casey Ball. Hold on one second, Nathan or Mr. Cole. I did not see that it said last, so where is? I can relate to that. So we're gonna have Nathan go last. So Casey will go second, and Jasmine Henderson. Let's say Henderson. Yeah, Henderson will be third. All right.
Is it working? Oh, there it is. I just have to be real close. Good afternoon or evening, not quite evening yet. Lilia Rualcaba, AFT president. But first and foremost, I am a math faculty at Oxnard College and excited to work with my students. I'm going to ask the trustee to please pull 14.2. It's the approval of MOU between the district and Moore Park College and the Moore Park Unified School District. It's not very clear who is employing who, if it is high school teachers that are being employed, if it's faculty from our district, or if there's a combination of them. So I would hope that you would consider pulling it and cleaning up the language of that. And also 15.3, approval of the MOU between the district and Oxnard Union High School District. It has some of the similar issues of who is teaching and how they're being employed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next will be Casey Barr.
Can you guys hear me? Thank you. Good evening, members of the board. My name is Casey Barr. I've been a part-time science instructor at Oxnard College for the past 3 years. I would like to make a few comments regarding some of the information that has come to light during the budget study session with regard to some of the reimbursements from the state of California, specifically with regard to part-time faculty costs. Currently, the state of California is reimbursing the district for 50% of part-time faculty health insurance costs. So for every dollar that the district is spending on part-time healthcare, they're getting 50 cents back. Now, the state has actually offered to subsidize 100% of part-time faculty health costs, but the district, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to be interested in that. So they're happy with their 50 cents on the dollar. Second, in addition to healthcare, the state is also reimbursing the district 90% of part-time faculty office hour costs. Again, this means that they get 90 cents back for every dollar that is quote unquote spent on part-timer office hours. To be clear, those $2, $1 for part-time health insurance and $1 for part-time office hours, are earmarked and reported as faculty expenses and cost. Although the real cost to the district is only 60 cents, as they get back $1.40. So what happens to that $1.40 that the district has earmarked and claimed as part-time faculty expenses? Does it go back to help to offset the cost of faculty or other personnel? No. Currently, those monies are being diverted to Fund 113. Fund 113 was designed to cover reoccurring infrastructure costs and has continued to grow in size year after year. Understand that for each of those $2, which again are part-timer health insurance and office hours, only 30% of that money is ultimately spent on people. The remaining 70% is placed into Fund 113 account, which was designated again for known infrastructure costs. I want to thank Board Member Chancer for his comments at the budget study session when he expressed his concern that the infrastructure fund has continued to amass more money year after year, and that this money could be spent on people. I agree with Member Chancer. These funds were designated to pay people, not to be laundered and accumulated in this bloated slush fund. The district tells us that faculty are special and important, but unfortunately, they can't afford to give us a significant raise in salary. Yet at the same time, monies that are reported as being spent on part-time faculty like myself actually ends up in the infrastructure fund. I don't quite believe that you can't, but more that your priorities are increasing the amount of money sitting in the bank than it is investing in the people who make the college district work in the first place. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jasmine. I'm a part-time clinical instructor at Ventura College with the School of Nursing. Thank you for letting me speak. This is my first time speaking here. So I'd like to just say that I ask for fair wages for all of our instructors, but specifically speaking about the nursing instructors. As a part-time clinical instructor, and many of our full-time clinical instructors, we also work in a hospital setting. So if we don't find that we are getting fair pay as things change in life, it's hard to say what's going to keep us here. We all know that at Ventura College, specifically, the licensure exam after nursing school, we have exceptional pass rates now, and that is a great deal due to the instructors and the knowledge that the students learn there. So we would like to ask that the instructors do deserve fair pay, and we can see that it shows in those passing scores. It's a big bragging point for Ventura College Nursing School, as you may be aware of. Which leads me to a similar stance that lab instructors' pay should at least equal lecture pay equivalency. I would think that if and when the time comes that anybody here is in a hospital, you would want your nurses to have experienced the best training and schooling that they could. And that oftentimes comes from the clinical instructors. What we teach the students hands-on in the hospital, what they learn, see, and do, and the experiences we share don't come from just lectures. So what we provide the knowledge to those students is you can't get anywhere else. So I would like to just ask for all labs, all classes, biology and anatomies, etc. All the labs are important to go with those courses, but I just want to say that especially for the nursing clinical instructors. Thank you.
Okay, so the next three, we have Alan T. Harash. All right. And then we have Rachel Messenger, who is reading for Christina Lee in parentheses. And then we have Beth Miller. So those are our next lucky three.
Hi, my name is Alan Hayashi, and I've been a long-term instructor of mathematics at Oxnard College. I've completed my 50th year as a teacher in the different systems, and I've also, over my year, almost 4 decades in this particular district, have been an active part of the union, the faculty, both at Oxnard College and in the district. And as part of that responsibility, I've been on a number of negotiating teams. I just want to say, we have not settled last year's salary and negotiations for faculty, and you're getting ready to consider what the next budget will look like. You're getting ready to look at the adopted budget for next year, okay? But you haven't even finished this year as far as the faculty are concerned. Okay? We need to get to a settlement so that we can look at what we're doing in the future rather than worrying about what has happened in the past. I mean, if you have a mortgage, okay, you don't turn around to the mortgage holder and say, I haven't figured out where my budget is, and so I'm going to wait for you until we settle that before we start paying on your mortgage. Well, that's what you've done for us as far as the faculty are concerned. Okay? You need to settle a budget now. Okay? Actually, let me amend that. It's not a matter of settling the budget now. You should have settled this negotiation a year ago. Okay? You need to be fiscally prudent concerning this particular district. And that means you need to settle this negotiation so that we can enter next year and know what the budget is going to be like. Because if we're talking about an increase in budget, the question is, have you set aside the money? Or is it coming out of next year's budget? And is that reflected in the adopted budget that you're going to be looking at? Thank you.
Hi, Rachel Messenger reading for Christina Lee. This statement is from Christina Lee, nursing coordinator at Moore Park College. I would like to address the issue of lab course load being 15 to 25% less than lecture course load. As the nursing coordinator at Moore Park College, I could speak at length about the exhaustive, high-stakes demands on nursing faculty teaching clinical courses. But considering that the collective bargaining agreement affects all faculty, I speak in support of all disciplines within laboratory courses. Laboratory courses have historically been assigned lower load factors based on the inaccurate assumption that they require less work than lecture courses. Laboratory instruction frequently requires intensive engagement with students, extensive preparation and setup, continuous monitoring of safety. For nursing courses, this includes ensuring the safety of patients and students in the dynamic healthcare environment, which has eloquently been addressed by faculty at past board meetings. The responsibilities in laboratory courses can be every bit as demanding and even more so than those associated with lecture courses. Modern teaching practices often blend instructional approaches. Lecture courses often include small group activities, discussions, projects, and hands-on learning. Laboratory courses frequently include whole class instruction, assessments, homework, and substantial work outside of class. Both formats require significant prep, student support, assessment, grading evaluation, and faculty expertise. With teaching methods overlapping so much, it is difficult to justify the assumption that all labs require less effort than all lectures. The reality is that both forms of instruction demand substantial professional work, and faculty workload calculations should reflect that reality. The statewide implementation of the student-centered funding formula is also at odds with the disparity between lecture and lab load. The SCFF credits lab courses at the same base rate as lecture courses. If the funding model considers lab and lecture equal, then there should no longer be a disparity in lab and lecture pay. Related to addressing the lab lecture pay disparity, I encourage the board to direct the district negotiating team to cease delays in provision of requested information or in meeting, and to address the cost of living pressure facing employees. It has been difficult to attract sufficient and quality faculty applicant pools and to retain new hires with salaries that do not keep up with the cost of living in the region or the workload demanded of laboratory heavy positions. Thank you for your time and consideration.
My name is Beth Miller. I teach biology and anatomy and physiology, lecture, and lab at Moore Park College. I come here tonight to advocate for equity pay for lab instructors. The time and effort I put into my lab class is the same as I do for lectures. For my lab sections, I prepare and give PowerPoint presentations. I write quizzes and exams and worksheets, and I grade these same quizzes and exams and worksheets. If a student struggles in lab, I reach out to them to provide services to help them succeed. My lab classes teach essential skills that help students prepare for careers in science and healthcare. I teach my students to critically analyze data, identify parts of the skeleton, and edit DNA using cutting-edge CRISPR techniques. The lab classes are always in demand. During spring finals, I was contacted by a student who already has a BS in degree to see if she could take my already full A&P class because she needs the lab piece in order to get into physician assistant school. There is almost always more students trying to take these classes than there are spots in the classes. And we have difficulty attracting enough adjunct faculty to come teach, in part due to the lower pay that these faculties would earn teaching lab in our district. Sometimes we have to scramble together multiple faculty to teach our lab classes. This is not great for the faculty or the students. In summary, our lab instructors teach essential skills for in-demand classes that lead to careers in science and healthcare. We do as much work for our lab sections as we do for our lectures. Lab instruction should receive the same compensation as lab instruction. Thank you.
Okay, the next three public comments will come from Candy Larson and Marcia Cook, followed by Nathan Cole, and then Jeanette Lopez.
Hello, my name is Candy Larson, and I'm a full-time faculty member for Film, Television, and Media Arts at Moore Park College. Thank you for letting me speak today. I'm asking you to reconsider the current salary proposal and to move towards a more better compensation for an increase. When I started here over 23 years ago, Ventura County Community College District ranked number 10 in pay for faculty. Now we're 70 out of 72. This is incredible. I came to this district because I was courted because of my technology expertise and because of the money that they were offering me. I would not do that today I would go to Pasadena City College or somewhere else. And that's what you're going to have to consider. You're going to be losing a huge brain drain because of the lack of pay that you're offering faculty. Also, you have to realize that the community that we live in ranks so high in cost. And it is not, for our faculty, they can't even live in the same district. You know, they can't afford rent, let alone buying a house. So these are issues, if you want strong faculty, if you want to help the success of students, because that's where it's really going to come down to. Students are going to need faculty who will lead them, faculty of the future. You're going to have to look at an increase of pay. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Marcia Cook. I'm a faculty member at Oxnard College. I'm here at this meeting off contract to show I expect meaningful progress in negotiations this summer. So far, there have been delays and less than fruitful action from the district. That, coupled with a disgustingly low starting salary offer of 2% plus 1%, does not present the optics of good faith bargaining. I respectfully urge our board members to direct the district negotiations team to bargain in good faith and not respond in a way that disrespects the work of our negotiations team, our faculty, and our district as a whole. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nathan Cole, and I'm the chief negotiator for AFT 1828. I'd like to thank all of our members for coming and speaking out on, as you can hear, a lot of very important issues that we're facing in these negotiations. I'm here to talk about some that haven't been brought up today. I'm here to discuss specifically item 10.10 in the agenda, and for one, that's Watermark. And Watermark is the platform that we use for student evaluations. Currently, we are in the process of not only negotiating the tenure article, but we're also negotiating the evaluations article along with all forms that go with it. And we're concerned that a 3-year contract might be prejudicial and cause problems in negotiations. So we're asking you to please look and consider that and just see what effects that might have. We understand that you have to have something, and we understand that Watermark is currently what we're using. We're just saying, is a three-year contract really the thing that we need to do, considering that we're still negotiating that? Also, I just want to point your attention to item 4.2 and 15.3, which are agreements with high schools. We've looked at them closely. There's some questions that we have. We're not sure, and we're definitely not making accusations. We're just asking that the board look at those closely and make sure that those also won't be compromising negotiations as we're working on the dual enrollment article. We talked about the dual enrollment article yesterday. We're still waiting to receive the district's counter. They told us yesterday that they would be speaking to you, so we're hoping that will be happening today, so the negotiations for that item will continue and we can move forward. Thank you.
We have 2 more speakers, but before we do that, I'm going to ask a clarifying question, if that's okay. Because we received 2 public comments in regards to questions, about the MOUs on our agenda. Have those questions been shared with the district? Because the ask is that we ask questions, but I guess my clarifying questions to you, Mr. Cole, is have your questions or concerns been shared with the district?
The agenda just went out on Thursday and we were busy preparing for negotiations. So that's why I'm saying, I'm not necessarily saying, hey, we're making an accusation. We're just saying, hey, can we just look at this?
Just wanted to clarify
and
that.
make sure.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. That'll lead us. Oh,
Vice
Trustee
Chair.
Rico?
Can we go back to items pulled off the agenda? Can we pull 10.10 and 14.2?
10.10 has already been pulled.
Okay.
Has 14.2 been pulled?
No, let's pull that and
There's an action item.
oh, it is. I'm sorry. Not on consent.
No need to apologize. Okay. Next will be Jeanette Lopez and followed by Jennifer Ellsworth.
Good evening, board members. I just want to address that I still have not received my scholarship from Oxnard College. Today's Tuesday, 6/9 of 26. I'm still missing my $2,000 that was owed to me.
And I sent out a email on 6/6. The third email I send out for 5/24/26. And right now I'm taking summer classes. I'm taking 4 as we speak, and I'm still left with a balance. Books, gas, classes, foods, unnecessary expenses. Also, my Pell Grant that was supposed to be received to me has not gone in as we speak. So I've entered more than 4 emails, and I don't want to put blame on the board members because I know you do your very best to move forward as far as getting things done, and that's a hard position. But you would think anybody that would be covering at Oxnard College as active president or vice president would have taken care of this matter, and sadly it was not done. So I'm up here again and just referring to what I've gone through. So I thank you, and thank you board members for everything that you do to reach out for everybody. So the applause, I think, from everybody goes to you. Thank you.
Last but not least, we have Jennifer Ellsworth.
Board of Trustees, you have been entrusted with $236,570,796 for the fiscal year 2025-2026. That money has been entrusted to you by the state of California, the federal government, to work alongside AFT 1828 to come up with the most efficacious ways of distributing those funds so that the faculty of the VCCCD can provide outstanding academic excellence in the classroom. That's your job. Your job is to actually work together. You guys cannot leave these comments and go into that private room acting like you're enemies fighting a war. You have to understand that whether you are AFT, whether you are the board, or whether you are faculty, we have the same mission. And that is to provide outstanding, excellent education to the students of the VCCCD. And if we say that we are students first, then we've got to do it. You have to walk into that boardroom, that closed boardroom, with just AFT, who are representing faculty's needs, and the board as arbingers of peace. What happened? Why are we at June 9th and we still don't have a CBA? People's pride got in the way. It's a tale as old of time. It happens to us all, but it has to stop. You're going to maybe have to hang your head. Maybe you're going to have to apologize to the person sitting across from you. But you're going to have to treat the person who's sitting across from you as a person who is on the same team with the same mission. At this point, one-to-one lab pay, you're just going to have to figure it out. I don't think faculty is going to ratify a contract without it. If other districts have been given the money to come up with one-to-one lab pay, clearly you've been given the same money and you're just going to have to figure it out. This is the 10th most expensive district in the state of California to live in, and yet we are paid 70th out of 72, which means 3% don't even. We're not going to ratify that. So it's time to just get real and to get serious and to figure it out. As a faculty member who got caught up in the 0.67, 0.85 debacle, I have lost 1 3-hour per week lab per 3 semesters, meaning that I have lost the funding that I need to attend my professional conference each year, where I learn the best practices in my field and all the new research in my field. I've also lost the funding that I need to purchase the software that I use in my classroom. Enough. You can do this, but you're going to have to do this as a unified entity to serve the students. Thank you.
Thank you for the comments. And that does wrap up public comments, which means we're going to transition to closed session. And we expect to return to open session at 6:30. Thank you all.
Bad chance. Good luck.
We are reconvening in open session. I am going to ask Trustee Licto to please lead us in the pledge to the flag.
One nation, God, indivisible, liberty and justice.
Closed session report. We do have to report on item 2.1, which is conference with labor negotiators, AFT and SEIU. The board voted 4-0 to approve a tentative agreement for a 3-year collective bargaining agreement with SEIU subject to ratification by SEIU members. The motion was made by Trustee Mantu, then seconded by Trustee Chancellor. There are no public comments. Is that true, Maida? No public comments.
That's a record.
Okay. Given that there is no public comments, we are now moving on to 3.4, swearing in and seating of our student trustee. So, Abel? Before?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, this side or this side? Okay,
That one, wait.
okay, it's this side then. It's this side then. Yes.
Raise your right hand. I, Abel Velasquez II,
I, Abel Velasquez II,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully
and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which what I'm about to enter.
I believe pictures, and you want to take some pictures. Your family was here and they wanted to celebrate with you. Absolutely. Your friends can come up here and take pictures as well.
No. No. Really? Phil's coming around. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll get out of the way. Get out of the- First thing I do, always raise it. Otherwise, you're like down there.
Joining us in the dais. It's such a pleasure to be able to have us here with us. So we are now moving on to 4.1, which is acknowledgement of new employees. We congratulate and acknowledge all the employees that are joining the Ventura County Community College District family. We know that we are going to be listening of their acknowledgements in the different reports. 4.2, recognition of Ventura County Community College District retirees. We are also very thankful to our retirees who have dedicated so many years of their service to our students. And so we are very happy for everything they have done. I wish them all the best. And I know that they will also be acknowledged within the different reports that are going to be coming our way within the different consultation. And with this, we now move on to consultations, and we'll start with Classified Senate, Ventura College.
Is it on? Yes. Okay. Good evening, Chancellor McClellan, members of the Board of Trustees, Student Trustee Velasquez, and guests. My name is Oscar Rivera, and I serve as the Classified Senate President at Ventura College. This evening, I will be providing consultation on the following items. 3.4, Student Trustee. We are pleased to welcome Abel as a newly elected Student Trustee. On behalf of Ventura College Classified Senate, we congratulate him and thank him for his willingness to serve and represent the voices of our students across the district. Welcome. New employees. On behalf of Ventura College Classified Senate, we welcome all employees that were recently hired and promoted in the district. A special welcome to Alexandria Sosa. We are happy that you are at Ventura College and look forward to working with you. 4.2, retiree recognition. I would like to personally recognize Nina Brown and thank her for the impact she has had on so many students, including myself. When I returned to college to complete my degree, Nina made a lasting impression through her kindness, encouragement, and support. I still remember how much it meant to me that she attended the defense of my master's paper. Moments like that speak to the genuine care she has always shown for students and colleagues alike. This recognition is incredibly well-deserved, and I wish her the very best in retirement. 6.1, College ASG. Welcome to all the new student presidents. A special shout out to Brianna. We are looking forward to working with her on campus. 13.1, honorary associate degree recommendation. Today, we honor the memory of Victor Osalde Garcia, a dedicated student, proud veteran, and valued member of the Ventura College community. Through his hard work, commitment to his education, and dedication to his family, Victor left a lasting impact on all those who knew him. This recommendation recognizes not only his academic achievements, but also the perseverance, character, and determination that made him an example of the very best of Ventura College. Thank you.
Oxnard College.
Good evening, Chancellor, Board of Trustees, Student Trustee, and guests. My name is Berenice Rodriguez, and I am the Oxnard College Classified Senate President. In consultation with 3.4, the swearing in and seating of the Student Trustee, we'd like to congratulate and welcome Abel Velasquez on his new assignment as Student Trustee. We're always excited to see students step into leadership roles, and we're looking forward to your work as a Student Trustee. Acknowledgement, 4.1, acknowledgement of new employees. We would like to congratulate Lucy Alcantar on her promotion to Assistant Registrar at Oxnard College. And we'd also like to congratulate Mayra Campos on her new role as Executive Assistant to the Chancellor and Dr. Luca Lewis on his appointment of VC President. 6.1, the college ASG reports. We'd like to welcome all the new ASG presidents, including Oxnard College's new president, Natalia Jimenez. I've had the opportunity to participate in PG committees with her, and I'm confident that she will be a great advocate for our students. We're looking forward to collaborating with ASG this upcoming year. 6.6, the OC College President's Report. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to participate and address our graduating class at commencement. As a first-generation student and Oxnard College alumna, it was especially meaningful to witness so many students celebrating this milestone alongside their families and supporters. We extend our appreciation to the many classified professionals whose hard work ensured a memorable and successful ceremony, especially Amparo Medina and the facilities maintenance and operations teams for another wonderful commencement. 12.2, the approval of the reclassification of the Performing Arts Center technician. We appreciate the recognition of the important work performed by our Performing Arts Center technician. The position plays a critical role in the success of countless campus events, and we're grateful for the dedication, expertise, and support provided to our college community. And lastly, 13.1, the approval of honorary degree for Victor Osalde Garcia. On behalf of the Oxnard College Classified Senate, we extend our deepest condolences to Victor Osalde Garcia's family and loved ones. Victor exemplified dedication and perseverance, earning a 3.75 GPA while pursuing his educational goals. As an Army veteran, he also served his country with honor, and we are grateful for his service and sacrifice. We're honored to support this recognition and hope it brings some measure of comfort and pride to his loved ones. Thank you.
Thank you. Moore Park College.
Good evening, Chancellor McLennan, members of the Board of Trustees, and guests. My name is Crystal Salas, and I am the Vice President of the MC Classified Senate, filling in for our President during the last month of our term. I will be providing consultation on the following items. 3.4, swearing in and seating of student trustee. Congratulations to Abel Velasquez II on being sworn in as VCCCD student trustee. We are wishing you an exciting year of growth in this role. 4.1, acknowledgement of new employees hired. We welcome all new or promoted colleagues within the VCCD, but I would specifically like to acknowledge Glenn Cates, our new accounting technician in fiscal services, and also congratulations to Martha McNeil on her new role as the student services assistant serving the Mesa and Career Centers. Congratulations to these community members, and we look forward to their engagement with the Classified Senate. And 4.2, recognition of Ventura County Community College retirees. Congratulations to Nina Brown, Dean of Student Learning, on her retirement from Ventura College after 27 years with the district. She started with us here at Moore Park College as a beloved instructor, and we wish her a lovely retirement. 6.1, College ASG. Congratulations to all our new student government presidents, particularly Moore Park College's own ASMC president, Antonieta Yaquez. MC Classified Senate welcomes you to shared governance and is here to support you and collaborate with you in any way that we can. 13.1, approval of honorary degree for Victor Azalde Garcia. We support the approval of this honorary degree in honor and memory of one of our VCCD students. We hope that this recognition of Victor's achievements provides some comfort to the friends and family who miss him. En paz que descanse. And 14.3, approval of Moore Park College student housing project proposal. I'm excited to see progress on this report and to learn more details. Investing in affordable student housing is critical to the success, retention, and socio-emotional well-being of our most economically impacted students. And we are pleased to see that the college is responding to a long demonstrated student need. Thank you.
Thank you. District Administrative Center.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Chancellor McLennan, Student Trustee Velasquez, and members of the public. My name is Diana Martin, and I serve as the Classified Senate President for the District Administrative Center. In consultation of item 3.4, on behalf of the DAC Classified Senate, I want to extend a warm welcome to Student Trustee Abel Velasquez. Student voice is at the heart of everything we do in this district, and we look forward to the perspective you bring to this board. In consultation of item 4.1, I'd like to welcome our new classified colleagues joining this month. I also want to congratulate Myra Campos on her appointment as Executive Assistant to the Chancellor. Myra has been a valued member of our district office community, and this is a well-deserved step forward. Also, welcome as well to Arusa Khan, our new marketing specialist at the DAC. In consultation of item 4.2, I want to take a moment to honor Janice Endo, benefits technician at the district office, who is retiring after more than a decade of service to this district. Janice has been a steady presence for our classified colleagues, and her expertise in benefits has touched more people than she may know. We wish her a well-earned retirement. In consultation of item 13.1, I want to take a moment to pause and reflect on Victor Azalde Garcia. He was a student, a veteran, and a member of our community. While I didn't know him personally, Victor was a human being and a student who came to our colleges searching for hope and opportunity. The DAC Classified Senate supports this recognition wholeheartedly, and we are grateful this board is taking the time to honor his life and his dedication. Thank you.
Thank you. Ventura College Academic Senate.
Good evening, Chancellor McLennan, trustees, and Student Trustee Velasquez, and guests. I am Jennifer Garner, Ventura College Academic Senate President. On consultation for item 3.4, on behalf of the Ventura College Academic Senate, I want to extend a warm welcome to Student Trustee Velasquez, and want to let you know, look forward to working with you and hearing your perspective and voice to the work that you're going to bring. Item 4.1, offer welcome to Alexandria Sosa, an admissions and record technician at Ventura College, and we are delighted to have them join us there at Ventura College. Item 4.2, I want to wish the best of luck and And congratulations to Nina Brown, Dean of Student Learning at Ventura College, but longtime contributor to the district as she approaches retirement this summer. And, you know, serving in the district since 1999, that is 27 years of service that really benefited the students in the whole district. So we're wishing her the best in her next chapter. I want to offer welcome to the ASBC President, Brianna Becerra, Vice President, Alicia Salvi, and the full ASBC Board. The Academic Senate is excited to work alongside them in the coming year and looking forward to the innovative collaborations that will come. For agenda item 13.1, I want to offer my condolences to the family and my support for the honorary degree for Ventura College's Dean List student, Victor Osalde Garcia, who passed away this year. In the discussions for this honorary degree, the committee reviewed the requirements of AP 4110, which requires recipients have distinguished themselves in education, community, or national service, or their profession in ways that support the mission and values of the district and college. And Victor Osalde Garcia clearly meets that standards through his academic achievement, his 4 years of military service, including a tour in Afghanistan, and his meaningful contributions to the Ventura College veteran community. It is an honor to recommend him for this degree. Agenda items 15.1 and 15.2. I recommend the approval of all curriculum for the district. Thank you.
Thank you. Oxnard College.
Trustees, Chancellor McLennan, Student Trustee Velasquez. So these have been spoken about pretty much by each of our constituent representatives, so I'll just be brief. 3.4, the swearing in and seating of our new student trustee. Welcome, Abel Velasquez. I'm sure we're going to all learn a lot together in this coming year. 4.1, acknowledgement of new employees. Congratulations especially to Myra Campos on her new position, and welcome Dr. Luca Lewis, our new president at BC. 4.2, congratulations on a well-deserved retirement to Nina Brown. Thank you for your service to the district, to the student lives you've impacted, but also to the faculty that you've mentored. And 13.1, approval of the honorary degree for Victor Osalde Garcia. I found a little more about him than what is shared in the board report, and he was a loving father to 2 children, a husband, a devoted son, a loyal friend. So I just think this is really great that this is, you know, something that we can do for the family. 15.1, 15.2, I would like to also lend my support for the Moore Park and Oxnard curriculum submissions. Thank you.
Thank you. Moore Park College.
Good evening, Chancellor, trustees, colleagues, and community. I'm Academic Senate Vice President Jamie Maxey, sitting in for our Academic Senate President Nicole Block. On item 4.1, congratulations to all new employees, including Moore Park College Accounting Technician Glenn Cates and Student Services Assistant Martha McNeil. Wishing you a warm Moore Park and District welcome. On 4.2, congratulations to Nina Brown and her retirement. Nina Brown has devoted her time at VCCCD since 1999 to students by serving as a history professor, department chair, academic senate president, and now dean. She was also a recipient of the prestigious Moore Park College Distinguished Faculty Chair Award. Her contributions and impact has left an impact and a legacy to honor. Her knowledge and grace will be missed indeed. We wish her the very best in her retirement and an open door policy to come back for some pocket change or expert consultation. From our hearts, Nina, the Moore Park crew, to you. On 15.1, 15.2, and 15.3, we encourage the approval of all curriculum that has gone through all the vetting and required processes at Ventura College, Oxnard College, and Moore Park College. Thank you.
Thank you. And with this, we move to our Associated Student Government President's consultation. And we have new presidents. And so for Oxnard College, we have Natalia Jimenez. For Moore Park College, Antonieta Jaques. And for Ventura College, Brianna Becerra. So welcome to our meetings. It's such a pleasure to be able to have you join us. And thank you for your service and your commitment to want to serve your student population by being in these roles. So with this, we will start with Oxnard College.
Hello. Okay. Thank you so much, Board Chair Torres. Good evening, Board of Trustees, Student Trustee Velasquez, Chancellor McLennan, and guests. This is my consultation for the month of June. 3.4, swearing in and seating of student trustee. We are pleased to welcome our new student trustee, April Velasquez II. We are looking forward to working alongside him as he represents the voices, concerns, and aspirations of all students through the Ventura County Community College District. On behalf of the OCASG, congratulations. 13.1, approval of honorary degree for Victor Osad Garcia. On behalf of the Oxnard College Associate Student Government, we express our support for the approval of an honorary degree for Victor Osad Garcia. We believe this recognition serves as a meaningful tribute to his life, contributions, and lasting impact on our community. We would like to extend our thoughts to his families and loved ones and appreciate the board's consideration of this honorary degree. Thank you.
Thank you, Ventura College.
Thank you for that warm welcome, Chair Torres. Good evening, Board of Trustee members, Chancellor McLennan, Student Trustee Abel Velasquez. I'm Brianna Becerra, and I serve as the ASVC Vice President. We would like to consult on item 3.4, swearing in our student trustee. Where on behalf of the Associate Students of Ventura College, we want to congratulate Abel as we are looking forward to working with him. As for item 4.1, new employee recognition, on behalf of the Associate Students of Ventura College, we would like to congratulate Dr. Luca Lewis on the appointment of Ventura College President. We look forward on working alongside you this coming year and are excited to partner into student success, engagement, and advocacy all around campus community. 4.2, on behalf of the Associate Students of Ventura College, we would like to extend a sincere gratitude to Dean Dina Brown on her retirement. Thank you for the support, kindness, and upwaving advocacy for students throughout your year at Ventura College. We truly enjoyed working alongside you and appreciate every positive impact you made on our campus and community. We wish you the best on your next journey and exiting this new chapter. 13.1, we would like to echo the sentiment of our fellow VC Senates on the consideration of an honorary degree for Victor Osalda Garcia. Thank you.
Thank you. And Moore Park College, we don't have them online. Okay, so with this, we move on to reports. And we start with our College Associated Student Government reports. And for the reports, all trustees have received the report. So this is just an opportunity if anybody wants to highlight something from their report, but most certainly you don't need to speak if you don't feel you have to, but this is a moment to highlight from one of the reports that you submitted. And so we start with our College Associated Student Government, Oxnard College. Is there anything you'd like to share or add, highlight from your report?
Yes, I can. Thank you. Good evening, Board Chair Torres, members of the board, Student Trustee Velasquez, Chancellor McLennan, everyone joining us tonight. As you know, my name is Natalia Jimenez, and this is my very first Board of Trustees meeting as president of the Associate Student Government of Oxnard College. I'm truly excited to begin this journey and work alongside the board, Chancellor's office, student trustee, fellow AS presidents, faculty, staff, and students throughout the district. I also want to take a moment to recognize Ariana Villalobos Castillo for helping me get into the groove of this position. Her guidance and support have helped me feel prepared as I begin to serve in this role, and I'm incredibly grateful to her mentorship. Within ASG, we are currently working to fulfill the remaining positions of our 2026 board, and we're looking forward to beginning training, team building, and planning for the upcoming academic year. As I begin my term, I want students across the district to know that I'm here to support them, advocate for them, and most importantly, listen to them. My voice on this board represents thousands of students, and I don't take that responsibility. I don't take that responsibility lightly, but I take it very seriously. Every student deserves to feel heard, valued, and welcome. I also want to recognize that June is a month that represents so much. We celebrate Pride Month, Caribbean American Heritage Month, Immigrant Heritage Month, Men's Mental Health Month, and PTSD Awareness Month. We also recognize Juneteenth, Father's Day, Flag Day, Loving Day, and yes, even some of those fun holidays like National Cheese Day and National Iced Tea Day. However, while we celebrate many things, while celebrations may seem small and others carry deep historical significance, they all remind us of something important, our community. We recognize people, cultures, histories, and experiences because we are what make our campuses, our district, and our whole country and our country whole. As we prepare for this new academic year, I hope we remember that at the heart of everything we do is community, a community built on love, respect, dignity, and belonging for all. That is what we should continue striving for, and that is what I will continue advocating for as your Oxnard College ASG president. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalia. Ventura College.
Good evening. I also would like to welcome our VP to give a report, as I would like to share this leadership opportunity.
Hello, Chair Torres, Board of Trustee members, Chancellor McLennan, and Student Trustee Velasquez. I just wanted to share a few of the things that we have accomplished this year as ASBC. First, ASBC programming. ASBC is currently onboarding the 2026-2027 ASBC board. Once the summer schedules have been reviewed, we will begin planning its summer retreat and focus on the implementation of fall and spring initiatives. We are currently interviewing candidates for the remaining positions of Director of Finance and Director of Student Clubs and Organizations. We are also working on collaboration with the Student Senate for California Community Colleges in preparation for the upcoming academic year. We also wanted to introduce and recognize our new 2026 to 2027 Board of Directors and the student leaders that are going to be coming into this year. Thank you.
Thank you. AFT. So I also want to take this opportunity to welcome our new AFT President, Lilia Rubalcaba. Thank you for being here with us and joining us. This being the first meeting, it's a joy to be able to have you. And this is the time to be able to share anything if you'd like to with the board, or if you don't have anything, you don't have to either.
Hi, my name is Lilia Rubalcaba. I am, first of all, a math faculty instructor at Oxnard College, and excited to be here. The only update that I would have is that AFT, our negotiating team, is working hard during the summer while we're off contract for fair wages and a quick CBA agreement. Thank you.
SEIU.
Good evening, Maria Urenda on behalf of SEIU Local 99, representing the classified unit. We are pleased to report that we have reached a tentative agreement after 15 months of bargaining. I am smiling. We are currently working through the ratification process, which will include Zoom ratification meetings next week and voting, which will begin on June 17th and conclude on June 22nd. We believe this is a reasonable and responsible settlement. This evening, we also shared with the tentative agreement to all unit members to allow them adequate time to review the TA before next week's meetings. Ratification results and additional information regarding implementation of the new collective bargaining agreement will be shared once that is ratified. Thank you to Chancellor McLennan for your support and for the Board of Trustees for the approval on our tentative agreement. You've been with us along for the ride, so we appreciate that along with your management team. It is much appreciated, and thank you for the opportunity to report.
Thank you. Classified Senate, Ventura College. Nothing to report. Oxnard College.
I just wanted to add, on my report, I did mention that at last week's Classified Leadership Institute, Ventura Community College District was very well represented. So we do have Amparo Medina, who's the president, Martin, who is the director of communications. And in addition to that, we also did have Diana as one of the presenters, and we did have one of our classified professionals from Oxnard College, Nate Streeper. He's an assistive technologist for EAC. He also presented at the conference. So it was really nice to see a lot of participation at this leadership conference because it does bring classified professionals from all over California. Want to share. Thank you.
Thank you. Moore Park College.
Crystal Salas, representing Moore Park College Classified Senate. I have a few updates as I didn't have a chance to submit report. Moore Park College Classified Senate supported the June 4th raising of the Pride flag to kick off Pride Month. The symbolic gesture of displaying a Pride flag for the month of June represents the college's support of and advocacy for its community members who identify as LGBTQIA and is in line with our mission, vision, and values as an institution. Moore Park College, the ACMM work group, as we prepare to meet the ADA Title II digital accessibility deadline and requirements, the Moore Park College ACMM work group has developed and launched an accessibility training series for the Moore Park College campus. While the state and district already offer a range of free training, such as the WebAIM accessible document training, the work group recognized an opportunity to create a more focused hands-on training experience that is tailored to our campus needs. The goal is to support practical skill building and to strengthen our campus commitment to accessibility. The first summer cohort is underway and will be held each Tuesday in June. This training includes an overview of digital accessibility standards along with hands-on guidance for creating accessible content. In addition to building individual skills, the cohort model is intended to help build a campus-wide support network. Participants who complete the training will be invited to join the MC Accessibility Task Force, where they can support ongoing accessibility efforts and provide peer-to-peer support within their divisions. Academic Senate honors Classified Employees of the Year. We are grateful to the Moore Park College Academic Senate, who recognized our very own Shirley Ruiz, Alternate Media Specialist, Access, and Kelly Little, Admissions and Records Tech, A&R, as Classified Employees of the Year at its annual end-of-year brunch. Shirley spent the last year continuing her invaluable service to students in providing accessibility as well as supporting colleagues in their education as they navigate the continuum of accessibility readiness. Kelly spent the last year providing exceptional service to students as they navigate admissions and records processes, as well as serving as MC Classified Senate's secretary. It was great to have Kelly and Shirley's hard work behind the scenes recognized by colleagues. On a personal note, I have consulted with each of these colleagues for support in my own work, and they are both tremendously generous with their time, as well as deeply knowledgeable in their fields. I am so proud to call them colleagues. The new Classified Employee Welcome Committee is proud to announce that the successful completion of their first year in existence. The final session of this current academic year will take place on June 10th with a session on AI from our MC experts, Trudy Radke and Danielle Capellian, followed by a tour of the zoo. We are grateful to all of our colleagues who accepted our invitations to present and tour our new colleagues throughout the year. The next cohort will begin in September 2026. And finally, the 2024-2026 MC Classified Senate E-Board expresses gratitude for wonderful colleagues and a meaningful term characterized by a focus on community service and professional development. Most of all, we are grateful for our fearless and hyper-capable leader, Dr. Kristen Robinson, who stepped up midterm. President Kristen Robinson has made each of us feel supported and well represented, and her leadership gifts have taught us lessons I know we will carry forth in our careers. We are excited to see what the incoming E-Board will accomplish in their term, and we are here to support them along the way. Thank you.
DAC.
Good evening once again. I'm Diana Martin, DAC Classified Senate President. Last week, 4 DAX officers, including myself, attended the Classified Leadership Institute in Riverside. That's the most officers this Senate has ever sent to CLI. We came back with stronger relationships with our sister Senates at Moore Park, Oxnard, and Ventura, and a real sense that this district's classified Senates are showing up for each other. I also want to congratulate Crystal Salas, Vice President of Moore Park College Classified Senate, who's sitting right next to me. on receiving the Outstanding Classified Professional Award at CLI. Well deserved. On elections, first of all, 4CS has open positions with letters of intent due this Friday, June 12th. If any classified is interested, they can reach out to me to find out more. And here at the DAX, we will be holding an election in July for one open officer seat. More information coming soon. During Classified Appreciation Week, the Senate hosted a cereal bar all week with fresh pour-over coffee donated by IT and brewed by our communications officer. Our classified professionals deserve to feel seen, and I hope that they were. Before I close, in August, the DAC Classified Senate turns 5 years old. I want to take a moment to recognize our one of our founding members and inaugural president, Alexander Rock-Friedel, who earned his master's degree from San Jose State University last month. Congratulations. I also want to emphasize that 5 years is young for a Senate. We've had moments this year that called us to look inward and to be more intentional about our communication and our processes. We are doing that work. We're updating our bylaws, building out policies and procedures, and doing it transparently. That is our commitment. Thank you.
Thank you. Academic Senate, Ventura College, if there's anything you'd like to highlight.
Thank you for reading the written report.
Thank you, Ventura College. Oxnard College.
Reading my written report, I have a few things to add. The OC campus kicked off our celebration of Pride Month on May 14th with our LGBTQIA+ Progress Pride flag raising event. The afternoon included speeches by employees and students, an amazing performance by Mariachi Arcoiris. Just a little about them. In English, it's the Los Angeles Rainbow Mariachi. It's the world's first LGBTQ+ mariachi. It's a unique and dynamic ensemble that represents the traditions and rich culture of Mexico. This group was created as a haven for mariachi musicians who identify as LGBTQIA+ to come together and perform traditional regional Mexican music in an otherwise machista and discriminating subculture in the mariachi world. The event also included resource tables from a wide array of community partners and our own Rainbow Resource Center and associated student government. Last Monday, June 1st, at the City of Oxnard City Council meeting, the OC Rainbow Resource Center also received an official proclamation of appreciation from the City of Oxnard alongside other valued LGBTQIA+ community partners. I'd like to thank the Board of Trustees for their leadership in passing a couple of resolutions. 202207, resolution in recognition of Juneteenth, and 202105, board resolution in support of Pride Month. So in honor of those resolutions, I'd like to read a couple of the whereas and one resolved. Whereas June is annually recognized throughout the nation as Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, and Queer Pride Month, and the annual Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Pride celebration is one of the largest events in the country where lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people can come together and celebrate with their loved ones and allies the right of a people to meaningfully and proudly express their sexual and gender identities. Let it be further resolved that the Board of Trustees during LGBTQIA+ Pride Month and beyond is fully committed to creating and encouraging a culture that values members of the LGBTQIA+ community and believes leading a district-wide dialogue to understand and appreciate our community's diverse voices and perspectives that inspires equity and inclusivity, creates alliances, and promotes a healthy, safe, and prosperous environment for all on our campuses and in our community is fundamental to our mission and in alignment with the Board of Trustees' strategic goals. So thank you for that. And then the Juneteenth one. Whereas Juneteenth commemorates June 19th, 1865, the momentous event in American history when the enslaved Americans in Texas were informed of their release from slavery, and now broadly commemorates the emancipation of enslaved people in the United States. And whereas the celebration and observation of Juneteenth has since served as an annual call to activism and anti-racist education by civil rights activists. Now therefore be it resolved, the Ventura County Community College District will observe Juneteenth and acknowledge the importance of this vital holiday in the ongoing struggle for civil rights and social justice in the United States. Thank you.
Thank you. Moore Park College.
Yes, thank you for reading our report, and I would like to highlight a few of the items on that report. Congratulations to all the 2026 Moore Park College graduates who earned certificates, degrees, and new skills. A couple of friendly reminders regarding the 2000 board policies. Under California law, any board policy, regardless of its numbering series, that touches on, quote, academic and professional matters, mandates consultation with the academic senates. The provision in Title V, California Code of Regulations, Section 51203.5A, Section 4, that, quote, staff shall be provided with opportunities to participate in the formulation and development of district and college policies and procedures, and in those processes for jointly developing recommendations for action by the governing board, that the governing board reasonably determines in consultation with staff have or will have a significant effect on staff. In regards to AP 3775, we want to thank the college's district and the Board of Trustees for going through the participatory governance process in order to start tackling the very important questions of artificial intelligence in higher education with the passage of AP 3775 and reaffirm the academic freedom of faculty to make those important decisions. Happy Pride Month. We would like to thank the trustees, chancellor, staff, faculty, and students who help celebrate Pride in June and throughout the year. Moore Park College is proud to have the Pride Center in our campus center for a safe and relaxing space that offers free student center resources, refreshments, books, board games, and embedded mental health care. There are also clubs to celebrate Pride, including our More Pride Club. A study published in Psychology Today wrote that K through 12 students who report having more supportive adults had higher GPAs, felt safer, and were more likely to pursue post-secondary education. And for young LGBTQ plus people, Pride season is an important opportunity to see their communities celebrating strength, connection, diversity, and resilience. For young people who don't have many adult supporters and role models, these public displays of thriving and happy LGBTQ plus people and families are important to their well-being. Thank you.
Thank you. College President's Report, Ventura College.
Good evening, Chancellor McLennan, trustees, student trustee Velasquez, and guests. Three highlighted comments to provide you this evening. First, welcome and congratulations to Trustee Abel Velasquez. Ventura College's leadership teams are looking forward to working with you. Second, welcome and congratulations to the VC Associated Student Government President Brianna Becerra, and looking forward to working alongside ASVC leaders this coming year. And finally, Nina Brown, congratulations on retirement. It's been an honor and pleasure to work with Nina in a short period of my time and over the arc of her career throughout the district. Nina has been an advocate for faculty and staff and students, and just want to thank Nina for her leadership and support, and wishing her all of the best as she enters retirement. Thank you.
Moore Park College.
Good evening, trustees. Chancellor McLennan, student trustee Abel Velasquez II. Welcome, and appreciate your commitment and service to our students and to our college district. You've read the report from Moore Park College, so I'll just highlight one or two things from the report. The focus of this report was student athletes, and very proud of the fact that 197 of our student athletes have a 3.5 GPA or higher. Of the last graduating class, 144 of those students received associate's degree, and equally as significant, 60 of those students who graduated 2 weeks ago earned an associate degree for transfer. Our athletic program prides itself in growing and developing leaders who pursue excellence and with integrity. I also want to use this as a moment to once again congratulate the 11 students who graduated with a bachelor's degree in biomanufacturing. Thank you so much, Trustee Pachaski, for attending the reception for those students and their families. The opportunity for them to go into the world and particularly to go into careers in biotech, careers that are family sustaining and that are rewarding careers is a testimony to the mission of this college district. Also, I would like to first of all thank Vice President Dr. John Forbes for hosting at Moorpark College today and tomorrow, and I think Wednesday, faculty, staff from both Oxnard and Moorpark colleges on an enrollment management training workshop. It's an opportunity to build enrollment management knowledge and skills, to share best practices, and really a way to strengthen our collective capacity to make informed decisions that support student success in our college district. It was a wonderful opportunity to visit with them this afternoon and to see faculty and staff and administrators. That three group of folks in particular, exploring the idea of how do we build enrollment strategies that support our communities and in particular the students that we serve. I do want to say, like everyone else, to Nina. Nina started at Moorpark College, and I had the pleasure of having Nina as my academic senate president while I was vice president, as well as my first year as a president. And say what you want about Nina, she's very focused around what is best with students. Say what you want about Nina, she's incredibly smart and is able to use that intelligence to get things accomplished. And I would like to wish her the very best in retirement. Our college and our college district is the best for having her here. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. College.
I thank you for entertaining our new board report. I hope you like the new format. I'd like to recognize 3 people who worked very hard in organizing the structure. James Schulke, who is the director of marketing for the content coordination, Kristen Hamilton, who is our graphic designer for the layout, and Crescencio Ferraro, who is our videographer for the video that was attached to the very end of our graduation. I hope you really enjoyed that video. If you get a chance to look at it, there's a link there. I'd also like to thank Dr. John Forbes for working with Dr. Josefa Baca in doing a shared experience, sharing knowledge around enrollment management, looking at a districtness approach, wonderful opportunity for us to share expertise and to learn from each other. And I'd also like to encourage the approval of the South Central Coast Regional Consortium allotment of funding coming to the district to support our expansion of what we're doing in career and workforce development, as well as the blending of our partnerships with the Economic Development Collaborative and the Catalyst Grant and the Workforce Development Board with the WIOA funding and other opportunities that we have in partnership. Thank you.
Thank you. District office reports, business service now.
Nothing
Human
additional.
Resources.
Good evening, Chair Torres, Chancellor McLennan, members of the board, and Student Trustee Velasquez. You heard this mentioned earlier, but I would like to recognize Janice Endo. She's our HR benefits technician who's going to be retiring July 10th after many years of dedicated service to our district. She has been an invaluable member of our HR team, and her retirement is going to be such a loss. And it's not just a loss for us and for our employees, but for our retirees, because she has really shared her expertise with patience and kindness and a great sense of humor with those employees and with the retirees. Janice is witty. She's smart. She consistently asked me to bring a margarita machine to work. I said, that's not allowable, Janice. We can't do it. But she's an incredible baker, a pastry chef. She shared generously with us, with us over the years. And I know she's watching this meeting. And so I just need her to know that her contributions to this district have made a lasting difference. And while I'm excited for her to begin this next chapter, she is going to be so missed by the HR team And so Janice, I want to thank you for your service, for your friendship, for your humor, and for your unwavering commitment to helping others. I wish her a long and happy and well-deserved retirement.
IT? Institutional effectiveness? Anything else to highlight? Okay. So 6.8.1 Administrative Services Committee, Trustee Mantooth and Trustee Pachowski.
Thank you, Chair Torres. As you know, Trustee Pachowski and I facilitate as a tag team, and I was on May 19th for our meeting on that date, in which we had a preview, presentations on the tentative budget, as well as information on the governor's May revise, which of course the entire board went into in greater depth at the special meeting on May 26th. We also considered three separate personnel actions, which are in the agenda tonight, as are the draft minutes from Trustee Pachowski. Anything you'd like to add?
Thank you. And 6.8.2, I see that the past committee did not meet in May, but their next meeting is scheduled for June 23rd, 2026. But is there anything Trustee Lichter or Trustee Chancellor wanted to share? No.
Just that I'll be out of town on the 23rd, so we'll have to have one of the other trustees sit in.
Thank you, Trustee Lichter. And 6.8.3 Board Policy Ad Hoc Meeting Update, Trustee Lichter and Trustee Chancellor.
Yeah, I think we've met maybe 3 times since our last board meeting. I want to thank Chelsea Russell for the work that she's done in keeping us organized and kind of on track and really collaborating with us. A lot of emails back and forth. I also want to thank Trustee Chancellor for collaborating with me and with district staff as we've moved through about a dozen policies, I think, in those 3 meetings. So we're making some really, really great progress of late. I know that there was a concern brought up about whether or not those would go through the governance process, and of course they would. It's all part of what we do and how we do things. So I want to allay any concerns that you may have there. That'll definitely be part of that, and hopefully by, I don't know, our next meeting in July or certainly by August, we'll be able to bring all those board policies forward. There is one board policy that we are continuing to kind of iron through and work through, and we're also collaborating with not only the district, but with legal as well. And that is our travel policy. That is going to require some time as we look through that. So.
Trustee Chancellor, you're going to add?
Yeah, I just quickly add, thanks to Trustee Lichtel for the update. I totally agree with everything that was mentioned. The one caveat is in agenda setting, I asked a question on where we are and what would be presented, and it was we were alerted that it would come to us before it goes to DC. Next week, there's a meeting.
And I think what I said in our earlier meeting, Trustee Chancellor, is that only those things that have been moved forward by you and Trustee Lichtel are the items that would be going forward to the District Council on Planning and Accreditation. So that's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, but just because there were so many versions, just be on the lookout for an email and then we'll move through next week.
Yeah, great.
So with this, we move on now to our consent calendar. I did just want to highlight that on 12.1, we are removing from the list of resignations, retirements, and separations of employment the following name, which is Amira Haddad. And so as we look into the consent calendar, this is the one name that will not be included in the list of resignations. And for the consent calendar, I know Trustee Chancellor was here during the time that items were pulled. Is there someone that can read off what those items were, please? So motion made by trustee Lichtel and seconded by trustee Mann to approve the consent calendar with the absence of 8.3 with the 10.1 and 10.10. Am I missing? 10.9 and 10.10. Yes, 8.3. Okay, 8.3, 10.1, 10.9, and 10.10. Okay. Student trustee, how do you vote?
So based on reading and reviewing some of the items on the agenda, I believe that it would be a yes on me.
Thank you. Trustees, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. 8.3. So trustee Pachowski has made a motion to approve 8.3 with the exception of the PO 146520 portable. Is there a second? Okay, seconded by trustee Lichtel. Okay, discussion?
Should we call for the question?
You're
First
right.
on all
You're
the
right.
other items and then
You're right.
consider this week or reconsider that?
Now, right now.
Well,
I'm just trying to move things along quickly.
we're gonna do something different. We have to discuss it. So I think we should call for the question on all the items except for that last item that trustee Pachowski labeled and then move on from there.
Okay. Student trustee, how do you vote?
Well, I would like to have a discussion first about it, if that would be possible.
So you would be voting. So right now, what's,
Okay.
so I can explain it.
Is there something you wanted to discuss?
Is there something else based on 8.3 that you wanted from a PO that you wanted to have pulled from 8.3?
I just wanted more further knowledge about it because I was reviewing it, but I didn't have a chance to get into deep, looking into it more. So I would recommend that we would hold on to this one until I get more information deeper into this.
For portable?
Yes, for boardable.
Okay, so what we're going to be approving right now, so we have a motion that was made by trustee Pachowski and seconded by trustee Lichto that we approve everything, all of the POs with the exception of boardable. And then once we approve that, then we're going to have a discussion on boardable.
Okay, so I would vote yes then.
Okay, trustees, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes to approve 8.3 with the exception of boardable. Trustee Pachowski.
Yes, Chair Torres, I pulled this off the consent calendar and off the rest of the report for the simple reason that we've now been using Boardable for approximately a year. And there seem to continue to be issues with the software, yet we're being asked to spend another almost $18,000 for another year with, without really having some of these issues resolved. I know that at the request of Lisa Putnam last fall, I was asked to have a meeting with someone from Boardable and provide feedback, and I believe trustee Lichtel did the same. And I know I raised plenty of concerns there, and some of them were addressed and some of them have not yet been addressed. And at least one of the ones that was addressed seems to have disappeared, which is the ability to see drafts of our agenda before, as the agenda is being constructed. And so at this point, I am not prepared to vote in favor of spending $18,000 for another year of Boardable.
Comments from any other trustee? Trustee Chancellor. What would we do for board agendas?
Probably go back to using Word. It's also used by the entire district for agendas and minutes and participatory governance as well. So it's a district-wide solution. It isn't just for the board. I would also just like to add that Boardable continues to make improvements and has actually came to a meeting a couple months ago to continue to update the product because they want to expand their services across the higher ed landscape. And so they're committed to making some of these changes. And I think some of it's configuration versus actual features. And I have yet to find a perfect software in
Yeah,
28
exactly.
years.
Trustee Matter.
Dr. Watkins, in our contract with Boardable, let's say we were to ultimately approve a purchase order to go forward, so we have a product to use. Do we have an out clause in the contract with them? In the event that sometime during the next 12 months, we find a preferable product. Yes, and we can do that as well. We can work on, we've looked at a lot of them out there and there isn't a great one, but we can certainly do that and move forward with that as an initiative if that's the will of the board.
So we'll have Trustee Lichtel and then our Chancellor.
Probably something I should have either known or surmised that other parts of the organization are using Boardable. Do you get similar complaints from other parts of the organization? Are most people adapting to it and feeling like it's working for them? And though I certainly see, I agree with what you said, there's no perfect piece of software. And though I see a lot of issues with Boardable, and that's because I use Board Docs for many years, and I think that's a superior program that's no longer available to us apparently. I don't want to leave us in a situation where we have nothing at some point. And I think that it would be incumbent on the district, knowing that there's concerns from the board, that we have these discussions on an interim basis so that we don't get to a contract and then say, wait a minute, we've been expressing concerns about this for 9 months and nothing's really changed. So if we could at least ask that, I'm prepared to move it forward only because I kind of feel like we need to. Though if there's something better out there, I certainly would like to know about that and potentially move in that direction. So thank you for that.
Chancellor.
Thank you. And I just want to add to Dr. Watkins' comments. In as much as this is a public meeting and our comments have the potential of being viewed equally by our vendors as well in the vendor community, that this is an example of a vendor that is working very constructively with the district. Everybody's doing this work in good faith. We have a high level of confidence that we're going to be able to work through the ongoing issues that we've discovered. Some of them are related to the way the old product worked and how the new one is different. Some of it's related to training. Some of it's related to internal controls that we actually have some sphere of influence over. But the good faith effort on the part of the district and Boardable as a company has been superior, and they've been responsive and engaged in every concern and comment that we've had up to this point. So I have a pretty high level of confidence that we're going to be able to continue to work through this.
Student Trustee and Trustee Chancellor.
Comes to either choosing another website besides Boardable, it's up to really us to vote on it, but the students have to have an idea of if it works for them or not. Because a lot of the students probably do not know how to navigate Boardable, or probably do. And for me, I think if students want to see an agenda for a student government meeting or the Board of Trustees meeting, it's really the biggest thing for me for them to navigate through that. So for me, if Boardable is keep updating and upgrading itself, I think that would be good. But if we give them another year contract, and if they do not, if they just say, you know what, we're just gonna leave you as it is, I think that's something that I would vote no on. But as if it keeps upgrading and make it simpler for students to navigate and for staff to navigate, then I would vote yes on it. So as long as they're moving forward and keeping their promises and their ideals to the students and to the staff, then I would vote on it. But if not, then no. So right now I'm in the in between, and since you said that they're working to make sure that the students are and the staff have easy access and make it more accessible. For me this morning, I had a little bit of trouble, a little error, trying to get into Boardable, but it's been easier to navigate since I've been in student government, and so that's just my opinion. That's my 2 cents into this issue, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, student trustee. Trustee Chancellor?
Yeah, one of the challenges that I've had from the beginning, well, let me ask a question first. Are all of our policies currently uploaded in the Boardable? So they're all there?
Yes.
One of the things though, that with board docs that was easier, if you were to search whether through AI or something and say, hey, when did we pass the resolution for Pride Month, right? Like search engines could easily access board docs and get to it. What I'm finding with Boardable, they cannot. And that really slows me down and it slows the public down. So that's a major concern. Since Boardable was rolled out, my takeaway was we need to put it out to bid, because when we go to these conferences, what I have found, the majority of trustees, their districts, when board docs went away, they went with Diligent, I believe. It might be
Same company.
it's the same company. And they seem to not have some of the same challenges we have. So I'm fine with supporting it because it's the 11th hour, but with the assurance that I'll go a little bit farther than Trustee Lichtel, that we look at other options. I said it a year ago and I'll say it again, because the challenges within Boardable that I have found, that they're serious, and they're significant is better word for me. So that's my.
Any further discussion? Okay, so we do have Boardable that we need to take action on.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion made.
With the understanding that it come back to us as a discussion item early next year.
So we have a motion made by trustee Chancellor to approve Boardable for 1 year, seconded by trustee Lichtel with that condition that it does come back to us at a reasonable time before the year. Student trustee, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Okay, trustees all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion passes. 10.1,
Chair Torres,
trustee Pacheco.
I'm actually gonna ask that we can just, if we could discuss 10.1, 10.9, and 10.10 all together. Simply, the issue I had with these 3 items on the consent calendar is that this board was not provided with the contract that we were being asked to approve until 4 p.m. this afternoon. And, all we have to do is look down the street to see what's happening at our county Office of Education with respects to contracts that the board wasn't asked to approve. And it's an absolute mess over there. And the fact that we didn't receive the terms and conditions of these contracts until 4 p.m. today is trouble. And, but with that, we do have them. I did have time to look them over. And so I will go ahead and make the motion, but I would like to see our contracts being presented to us at the time that the agenda is released, moving forward.
Okay. So we have a motion made by trustee Pacheco to approve 10.1, 10.9, and 10.10. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Lichtel.
We have discussion as well.
Yes.
I want to take that one step further. I think that, and this has been a common practice in other places that I've served, and that is that if the contract's not prepared, the contract's not ready at the time of publication of the board agenda, then it doesn't come forward. So I think those need to come together when the agenda is published. And if it's not ready for whatever reason, which could happen, vendor maybe lag on getting us the information. There's a lot of possibilities there, but if the contract's not ready, the contract's not ready, it shouldn't come forward to us. Because quite frankly, we didn't give the public the opportunity to review this contract before this meeting. So while I have a full confidence that everything's in place, I just want us to make sure that we're following the right process.
Board, are we all in agreement with what Trustee Lichtel said? Okay. Trustee Chancellor?
I am. I've expressed that concern in the past and wholeheartedly support that.
Okay. Trustee Manton? Just so the district office knows if they have consensus from the board. Okay. Yep. So then just moving forward, we will have also the contracts being released at the time of the agenda. And so with this, student trustee, how do you vote? We have a motion to approve 10.1, 10.9, and 10.10.
Someone who serves on oversight committees and works with city government, I usually like to get my stuff beforehand because that's when stuff slips underneath the table. And when stuff slips underneath the table, deals get made that shouldn't get made. And at the end of the day, the city or government entity body would be in charge of that deal, and they'll get charged for it. And it's also a violation of the Brown Act in some instances. So I vote yes.
Trustees, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion passes to approve 10.1, 10.9, and 10.10. Action items,
Chair Torres,
Trustee Lichtel.
are we moving to action items? 13.1?
Mm-hmm.
I move that we approve the honorary degree for Victor Ozalde Garcia.
Okay, so we have a motion made to approve the honorary degree for Victor Osalde Garcia, made by Trustee Lichtel, seconded by Trustee Mantuz. Any discussion or words before we discuss?
Just a quick question, Chair Torres. I completely support this honorary degree. I'd just like to know, when are we planning on awarding the degree? Is there some sort of a ceremony that's going to be held, or what's the process plan for that?
I can answer that question. There'll be actually several places that will honor Victor during our Veterans Week celebration, November 9th through the 13th this year. And in addition to next year's Veterans Awards ceremony and the 2026-27 commencement ceremony.
Trustee, how do you vote?
I'm sorry for hearing the loss of Mr. Garcia. It was it's very unfortunate to hear just the news of someone passing in such a way, and for me to actually have graduated with someone in my class who passed away and had an empty seat next to me during graduation is something that sticks with you, and realizing that life is only one, you only have one life, and it could be taken away just so simply. And so I will vote yes on this.
And I just wanted to say thank you for bringing this forward. It's one way that we value and that we are with the family during this grieving time, and to be able to show love and support during these difficult moments and to honor the memory of Victor. So trustees, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so motion passes. 14.1.
Thank you, Chair Torres. You have the background material in your board item with the full budget document. It remains unchanged from the presentation that was made to the board during the board study session, relatively unchanged. I don't know if there's any updates that Dr. Mitchell wants to provide, but we do have staff here to answer any questions, follow-up questions that came out of either the board workshop or the one-on-one meetings that trustees held with staff between then and now. So I would turn it over to Dr. Mitchell for any other introductory comments.
Thank you. So tonight we're bringing forth the district's 26-27 tentative budget for your review and approval. In accordance with Title V, the district is required to adopt a tentative budget before July the 1st. This action allows the district to continue to operate into the new fiscal year, including the authority to incur expenses, issue payments, and maintain essential services while the final state budget is being completed. Because of the timing of the governor's May revision and the ongoing state budget process, any proposed changes included in the May revision are not reflected in the tentative budget. However, those adjustments will be incorporated as appropriate into the district's adopted budget that we will bring to you in September. The tentative budget before you this evening has gone through the district's shared governance review process. It was reviewed at Administrative Services Committee on May the 19th, the District Council on Administrative Services on May the 21st, Chancellor's Consultation Council on May the 29th, in addition to the special budget study session that we had on May the 26th, and the presentation from that study session is also attached to this agenda item. So with that, staff is respectfully requesting the board to approve the Ventura County Community College District's 26-27 tentative budget.
Certainly would encourage if there are questions or discussion that the trustees have about this, but since we had a very informative study session on May 26th, I believe.
Correct.
I would move for approval in the interest of meeting efficiency.
Okay, so.
Second.
Okay, so motion made by trustee Mantu, seconded by trustee Pachowski. We did have a discussion on May 26th, but is there any further comments?
Yes, Chair Torres.
Trustee Pachowski.
I have a question for Dr. Mitchell. Earlier tonight during closed session public comment, we had a commenter talk about how we were going to be approving the adopted budget. Can you just clarify for us that this is a tentative budget and not in fact the adopted budget that doesn't come until September?
That is correct. But this is the tentative budget that allows us to engage in payments that are necessary at the beginning of the fiscal year. We do not bring back the adopted budget for approval until September after the budget has been enacted by this governor.
And how does the status of our labor agreements affect the tentative budget that we're looking at right now, as well as the adopted budget that we'll be looking at later on
They will make changes to those allocations.
as necessary?
Yes.
Thank you.
Trustee Mantu.
I've often been referred to as the master of the false exit because I neglected to add to my statement earlier. And seeing that Mr. Hollums up there at the podium, I would be remiss if I did not recognize from my own experience and knowing how hard the staff works in putting this document together and knowing how it's going to change as the future unfolds, to say a big thank you. And if it appeared that I was rushing too much to get to the approval part of this particular item, please accept my apologies. Your work does not go unnoticed or unappreciated.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Chair Torres.
Trustee Lichto.
Also like to mention Mr. Marr, who is new to our district. I guess coming back to our district, but also wanted to thank the team for a great presentation on the 26th, and also for taking time to meet with myself and Mr. Pachowski yesterday, as we had some follow-up questions and so forth. So appreciate the team. I think this is an area where, as a district office, in my tenure here, I've seen a lot of improvement in the way the budget process is approached. And so I thank the three of you and the rest of your team.
It
for
takes
that.
a village. It is every
Absolutely.
single fiscal person at all of our sites that is helping to put this budget together.
Thank you for that, Val. Yeah.
And I just want to echo, the presentation that we received on the 26th of May was once again outstanding. So I think, I also thank you and the team for another outstanding budget presentation.
Trustee Chancellor.
I just had a couple detailed questions, if that's okay. Part of my role as a trustee, we get feedback about the current state of the colleges, especially financially. One of the things that has come up a few times is cuts being made. And I'm wondering, in this budget, are there any cuts that impact students that eventually will hit students? Like, and that could be anything from, you know, hiring reductions or classes being canceled, counseling, tutoring, library services, maintenance, technology. So I know in the state level, we're receiving more money, but are there any cuts? I know it's a very general.
That isn't an answer that I have for you right now. I would have to confer with all of the vice presidents and see. I know that they go through their process. Once we give them their allocation, which is what this tentative budget is going to do, and they start to budget out their programs and services, that's when that decision is made. And if there are cuts to courses, if there are cuts to services, it follows a process at the campuses. I'm going to lean a little into the chancellor. I see him coming forth to bail me out a bit on how that happens at the campus.
So, and I think the college presidents can help further with specific institutional service related or instructional related differences. I would say that generally and by and large, this is a stability budget going forward, but we're really going to see the differences on the federal level and the program for some of the more specific student support programs related to not in the trio programs, student support services and Upward Bound and I'm losing, but some of the other programs that the minority serving institution grants, the Hispanic serving institution grants, those are, as those get pulled back, there will be services that can't readily be completely transferred to other functions just because the whole reason those grants existed in the first place was to provide a level of support that the institutions could not have otherwise provided. But generally with the state budget, we're in the May revise, we've got to get to adoption. There's some significant sort of arm wrestling between the governor and the Senate and other, forces at play here. And we'll see some, as we get to final, we'll see what that's all going to look like. But I don't think we're anticipating any significant reductions in service to students in really any way. And if I don't have that correct, I'd ask the presidents to provide any other information.
Question. It's actually on page 51 of the tentative budget. And not being cryptic, this question didn't come up to me until public comment and some of the other things, but this is our general fund. Is it possible to pull it up so everyone can see it? I don't know.
You said page 50.
51, yeah. 111. I don't know if we can pull it up on that. I'll just go with my question. When it has the first four lines, the first one is academic salaries, and it shows that we went from $83 million to $88 million, 88.3. Is that just step in column, or is that incorporating any? It could be growth. I don't know. I guess that's my question. Well, what's behind that increase?
I'm going to bounce that over to our acting VP of Oxnard right now and budget director, Richard Palm.
So with this is the budget, the adoption budget versus the tentative budget that we currently have. Some of it is just a realignment of funds, seeing how the adoption budget and how actual expenses occurred in FY26 and how we will be reallocating those for FY27. Some of those could be pooled positions, so pooled part-time or the faculty. So it's really just a realignment of some of those resources.
The second part of that question is the fourth one, which is employee benefits. Does this, I can't remember. I think this budget budgeted for an 8% increase during the budget study.
In the assumptions, yes.
Okay. Is that 8% there. I didn't do a calculation, but it doesn't look like it. So maybe it is. So it goes again from this year, 64.2 million to 68 million. Is that where we would see the estimation of our benefits going up?
For the health and welfare, it was a 10% increase and it would only be to the health and welfare. Benefits has more benefits than that. So that's why you don't see a 10% increase from adoption to the tentative.
Makes sense. Thank you. That's all I got.
Okay, if there are no further questions, we do have a motion to approve for 2.1 made by trustee Mantu, seconded by trustee Chowski. Student trustee, how do you vote?
I vote, I'm gonna say it right this time. Aye.
Trustees, all in favor, say aye.
Yes.
Any opposed?
Geez, Abel.
14.2.
This is gonna be a long meeting.
No.
Okay. Again, you have the budget item. This is the requesting approval of the memorandum of understanding between Ventura County Community College District for Moore Park College and Moore Park Unified School District for the high school at Moore Park College. So I think there was a little explanation to the earlier public comment related to that. This is not a dual enrollment MOU. It's the actual high school at Moore Park College. So happy to answer any questions related to that.
With that, I'll move to approve the item.
Since I missed out on that part, I will ask a question.
Trustee Mantu.
This is essentially a 3-year renewal of an existing program, correct?
Correct.
And do we anticipate actually doing business any differently than we have in general moving forward?
I don't know. I defer to Dr. Sokino. I don't think so.
We're always in constant conversation with our partners at MUSD as well as the other school districts that we serve. And so it's a reflective process, but right now I'm not anticipating that there will be any changes in that.
Thank you.
Oh, trustee Chancellor?
A similar question, but if any tentative agreements and ratification came out in the collective bargaining process, in this particular case with AFT, would that then cause the MOU to need to be updated?
In this particular case, I don't think so. But if you're referring to the other comments related to dual enrollment agreements and the collective bargaining around dual enrollment, that's an ongoing topic of negotiations right now. And so if there are substantive or relevant changes in our collective bargaining agreement relative to dual enrollment, then we would have to go back and look at all of those agreements that we have on the books right now and make sure that they were consistent and compatible with our collective bargaining agreement.
Chair Torres.
Trustee Lichto?
I noted in the contract that the capacity for the program is 240 students, and I'm just curious if the answer is not ready today, if I could get it future time, because I know based on my past experience that the actual enrollment at the high school at Moore Park College fluctuates greatly. So I know our capacity is 240. I'm just curious as to how many students participated in that program this year and maybe what we expect in the future. And if you don't have the answer tonight, I'll accept an email for sure. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, if there's no further comments, student trustee, did you have a comment?
I did not.
Okay,
So, in regards to this, I vote aye.
okay. Trustees, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. 14.3.
Madam Chair, if I could say something really quick.
Absolutely.
I just want to say I'm really thankful that everybody said aye this time.
So 14.3, approval of the Moore Park College Student Housing Project Proposal. Chancellor McLennan?
Spoken as well. I just say that this is a result of, I believe it, well, Yeah, $250,000 feasibility or planning grant we received from the state.
Yes.
About the same time Ventura College was receiving its funding to actually move forward with the state grant funded housing project that's currently underway. And this is actually a requirement. This is an obligation we have, a product for the $250,000 fund that we received. And it also, if funds become available from the state to support future housing projects, this work will have had to be done to put us in the queue. And I think we need to submit this by the end of the month. Is
Yes,
that-
we do.
To make us eligible for any possible funding that would come forward for student housing.
Trustee Mantu?
I would be pleased to move approval of this item.
Okay. So we have a motion made by trustee Mantu, seconded by trustee Pacheco to move with approval of this motion. Any further discussion? Student trustee, how do you vote? Oh, did you want to discuss?
I didn't want to discuss, that was great.
You're ready to vote? Okay, trustee Pacheco.
We're not authorized, when you say authorizing the dollars, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by that question. So if your question is, if we're in consideration for a housing award, yes, that acceptance of that award, our application for that award, all of the process to go through trying to seek housing funds would come to the Board of Trustees. Very much. Yes.
Yep. Further discussion or comments? Okay. Student trustee, how do you vote?
In regards to this item in the agenda, I really do agree. And I think it's important that we start moving on this as soon as possible, because the longer we take, the more it's going to cost. So I will vote aye.
Okay, trustees, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. 14.4. Chancellor McLennan.
I'm going to actually ask Ms. Barroso to introduce this item.
This item is being presented to request an extension in the amount of not to exceed $100,000. LCW is a firm that we work with and we have been working with since 2020. In the board item, you'll find information about why we did not continue to work with them, which is when we went out for an RFQ, there was a mishap with the submission of their paperwork, and as a result, we were unable to consider their materials. At this time, they are completing some work. I think we have 3 or 4 pending cases with them. We have reached out to other firms with new cases. And so anything that's new, it's going somewhere else. But they have a very specific expertise in anything related to California Code of Regulations, governing California community colleges, including Title V requirements for responding to complaints of discrimination and harassment, and Title IX. And so we are requesting to continue to work with them more for those very unique cases where we have other firms that are unable to provide us their expertise, and just to finish up the existing cases that we have with them. So that's the request today.
Chair Torres, I'll make a motion to approve so we can have further discussion.
Okay, motion made by trustee Lichter to approve for discussion. Is there a second? Seconded by trustee Mantu. Discussion?
Yeah, the question I have is this the first time that we've extended contract with LCW? Because I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
No.
And so is it reasonable for the board to receive kind of an estimate as to when the work that we are continuing to engage in with them will come to an end so that we don't expect another extension? Or if we think that's going to be longer term, should we be extending it beyond the $100,000 request? Because $100,000 doesn't go a long way these days in legal.
So the answer to that question is yes, to both of those. And it's likely that we will need to come back at some point, given the expertise that Ms. Barroso spoke to. What we found is there's a place where you get to that, are you increasing institutional or organizational risk by going in a different direction? And staff have had some concerns about several of the attempts to reach out to other firms to do this technical work that she mentioned. So we're presently looking at the current load that we have, but it's very possible that we could get into a situation where we really do need their expertise again, and we'd want to keep that option for the district from a risk perspective.
Can I ask for more specificity as to what the issues were with LCW when you went through the RFQ process?
We had a deadline of 5 o'clock on a particular day. There was a mishap with, I don't know, Federal Express where it went somewhere else and we didn't get until the next day. At the time, the vice chancellor that we had made the decision that we would not be able to consider it since the deadline was the day before.
So I'll, Trustee Leto, did you have anything else to add?
No, I'm just shocked by that answer.
Okay.
Because that seems unreasonable, but
So
yeah.
I'm supportive,
not,
but I
not
will,
on your end, Laura. Please understand that.
so I'm supportive, but I will say that my experience with this firm, I'm hoping that it's better because in terms of my role from a board member, I'm not surprised that the information came the day before because when I've asked for information that it's important, it's been given to me the day before when decisions need to be made, and it's been consistent. So I'm hoping as we move forward with this firm that we will see, at least from the board perspective, that we get responses in a timely manner that give us the opportunity to really reflect and to think things through for this particular firm. But I'm happy to be able to support it and looking forward to a really good and strong relationship with them that it continues to enhance and we get information in a timely manner. So I'm not surprised that the FedEx information came to us last minute. I can tell you from the board, all of the other firms that apply submitted their information on time and we didn't have that problem. So that's just something that I wanted to just also share with the rest of the board.
Chair
Trust-
Torres, if I may.
Trustee Chancellor, well, Trustee Bachowski and Trustee Chancellor.
Was it due to was the misdelivery due to FedEx delivering to the wrong location, or was it misaddressed?
My understanding is that it was delivered to the wrong address.
That makes a difference. That's a FedEx problem. That's not an LCW problem.
Trustee Chancellor.
Just want to clarify. So this extension is for 3 matters?
Finishing up 3 matters
Okay.
and
Does-
for anything that may come forward where we can't find another firm to address the
So
issue at hand.
It does authorize new work.
This does, at least for consultation.
My concern is typically when there's been extensions or any legal contracts, we see the contract. And in this particular case, the contract was not attached. So I don't really know what we're approving. So that is a concern of mine. I'm just gonna put that up.
Which goes back to the previous comments we were making about contracts and not being able to have them at the time of release. Should we not approve this contract tonight so the trustees have an opportunity to see the contract? Are we okay? If we were to bring it next month?
I guess the concern would be is there's ongoing work that's being conducted by them as the investigations progress. And so the billing, there would be a lag time with payment for the firm.
Chair Torres,
Trustee Mantu?
may I ask, is this contract basically any different from other legal contracts in terms of its provisions?
No.
Okay,
No, it is
then
not.
I would be comfortable moving forward. And if selected members of the board would like to see or have the board just be provided this contract after the meeting, that would satisfy me, so we can, call for the question and move on.
Well, Chair Torres, I do have a comment though, because it just seems like for whatever reason, LCW didn't qualify for the round of consideration. But then we're just kind of keeping them on, and it just seems like we're backdooring the opportunity to keeping them. So I don't like the inconsistency. We're either going to employ them, and we're going to, just be straight up with everybody and do that, or we're not. So if the intention is to cut ties, then let's cut ties and move these to somebody else. And if we can't do that, then let's just on the surface say, hey, we're going to continue to work with this company, and instead of $100,000, maybe we should raise that to a number more commensurate with what you believe would be appropriate, because otherwise we're going to have this discussion again in 5 months,
Well,
guaranteed.
no, I don't think, I hope not.
Well, I think we are, because we had it 6 months ago, I think.
Oh, no, but so what we have learned in this experience, as we went through, and I don't recall exactly how many firms we approved. It's 4 or 5, maybe 6, something in that range. What we would do going forward, and what we will begin to work on, is an RFP specifically for these kinds of legal services, so that we are vetting specifically for what we're finding we don't have and the challenges of risk that we have for the district going forward. So I should have mentioned that in the context of this explanation, that the next step will be to initiate an RFP process specifically for this kind of expertise, so that we can take it through a legitimate process, so that it's not backdooring or feeling like the backdoor.
Thank you. I appreciate
Okay, so we did have trustee Mantis call for the question. So, student trustee, we're going to take a vote on approving the contract for this firm for a year. So how do you vote?
So as in voting for this, I've heard from both sides up here, pros and cons, but even the pros have cons to this. And for me, I think that's very questionable. They're going to be contracted for the district. I think that we have to be 100% good, or great, in other words. Because if we could say they could do better, then we could get someone better. We could get someone great. And that's an issue that I would find if I'm working with a contractor. If they're not doing the full potential that I hired them to do, then I personally would fire them. But that's just something that I've had to do with working with nonprofit organizations and experiences working with ad hoc committees and other oversights. So I would vote no on this. Thank you.
Okay. Trustees, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes.
I voted.
Oh, you voted nay. Okay, sorry, trustee Victor. Trustee Chancellor?
This brings up, I'm going to say it now rather than in future agenda items, but I would like, as part of, when we close the books June 30th, to kind of keep tabs, or to keep, for the board to be updated on our legal expenses for the last fiscal year that we're just completing, and any estimations or projections that we have for legal costs, for the next fiscal year as well. I think that's important information to keep track of.
Okay, so we have 14.5. Councilor McLennan?
Thank you. I'm going to ask Dr. Sokanu to introduce this item.
Yes, so Mobile College Foundation purchased a amphitheater, a portable amphitheater space for the college with the funds that they received from the state of California and some of the foundation funds. Coming with that is the need to furnish it with sound, lighting, and equipment that is required to utilize the stage effectively. The equipment is specifically designed for this stage configuration, and so because this is a curricular space, the performance space is a lab space for the institution. The college buys that component so that we can utilize in a variety of other formats. The vendor, that is Stage Tech, is a sole source provider of those particular pieces because they're specifically designed to go with this stage and this stage configuration. So we are requesting approval here for a sole source purchase of stage equipment from Stage Tech. The total expense is about $198,000.
Chair Torres.
Yeah.
If I may
Chair
ask a
Chastity.
question. So a few minutes ago, we were talking about the Moore Park College housing project. From what I looking at the documentation that was presented, it looks to me like the housing project is slated to go relatively close to where the proposed amphitheater is supposed to be. Is that a potential concern for noise when students are trying to study? If there's an event going on?
So the amphitheater that we purchased is it's one that is you can actually, it's what we call, it's a temporary amphitheater. So it's not, we're just opening and closing the piece. This is not addressing any particular surface construction. This particular.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just concerned probably about the long-term implications of putting the amphitheater next to student housing.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
That just is kind of a concern. I mean, you know, when there's events going on, I know that, you know, when I was a student at UCLA, there were frequently events on campus that were held close to student housing, and I'm just concerned that potentially that events at the amphitheater could potentially affect students who are housed on the campus and are trying to get their academic work completed.
Yeah, so we see, actually, I would say that we see the opportunity to provide the space as an instructional space for students so that they can learn how to manage a particular venue, they can learn how to use this equipment in a dynamic way that provides and supports them as instructional and career goals. I hear what you're saying in terms of potential for noise.
Yeah.
If we think of the ways in which we're looking at producing and providing the concert, they're actually a summer series. So there would be students, for the most part, on campus during summer. That's my perception. There may be some, but not a lot. And the concerts are late evening, and concerts on the weekends. So I don't foresee the challenge of noise that will impact students adversely. But at this point in time, the concert venues the concert that we're planning are on weekends. We don't have a student housing as of this moment. We don't have, we have a temporary concert space that will meet the various noise ordinances of the city. So I'm comfortable.
I guess my question is more like, is that the best location for the housing project?
Oh,
I mean, because you're going to put an amphitheater there, you're going to put a permanent amphitheater there eventually.
at some point.
Is that necessarily the best spot to put the housing project? Probably should ask that earlier, but
when we did the analysis, that was the best spot based on the fact that we're trying to create life and energy in the lower campus. So it's the same space where we will have our, hopefully at some point in time when we do have a bond to do that, we will have our campus center, and that campus center will include our health center, will include a whole range of services. So the intention is to create a hub, the lower campus right now that's not there. And so this will actually add value to that space. That's the intention.
thank you.
Chancellor McLennan.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, I was just going to ask if there'd be an escalator from the lower campus.
There is a plan to have an escalator
Okay,
that goes all the way
perfect.
up into.
Trustee Matthews.
Thank you, Chair
My
Torres.
knees, thank you.
Dr. Sokonu.
Yes, sir.
My understanding is that you have a stage configuration, which is temporary.
Yes, sir.
This particular equipment is a perfect fit or is an ideal fit, which is why you want to use something proprietary as a sole source. And so in the long term, though, we're not necessarily locking ourselves into Stage Tech equipment for the permanent stage? They're not. Okay. I also noticed that the equipment is used.
So some of it
Is
is
it,
used.
is it of recent manufacture, or are we anticipating having some kind of performance problems with the equipment?
So that's a great question. It's a recent manufacture, and not all the equipment that we're purchasing is used. Some of it is new because it's the wiring and the of that aligns itself with the sound system is a newer. But you're right. I mean, it is not an ancient system. It's a relatively new system.
I'll move to approve the item.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion made by trustee Lichto to approve 14.5, seconded by trustee Pachowski. Student trustee, how do you vote?
From hearing all the discussion and for the future students of, and hopefully the current students of the College of Moore Park, I vote aye on this.
Trustees, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. 14.6. Chancellor McLennan.
Yes, item 14.6, approval of a sole source purchase apparatus, mounted diesel exhaust capture system for more diesel filter systems. We have the action item explanation, and happy to answer any questions that the board might have.
Questions from the board? Trustee Mantu.
Just kind of curious because I noticed that in the write-up, it indicates that this apparatus will apply to 11 separate vehicles. And I didn't imagine that we would have 11 engines or fire trucks as commonly called. So are there other ancillary support vehicles that would have this kind of equipment on it as well? I can understand why it is sole source and proprietary and the value of it. I was just curious about the number of vehicles.
I don't know the answer to that question. Well, Cynthia, is there anybody here from Oxnard that could add any information to that? Richard?
Well, from the understanding, the explanation that we did receive, that it will be attached to the vehicles themselves, but in terms of all 11, if they're going towards the vehicles or any other operational machinery, that's something that we can certainly confirm. Get back to you on.
Okay, we don't have a motion. Okay, motion made by trustee Mantu. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Pachowski. Okay, student trustee, how do you vote?
Aye.
Trustees, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Chair Torres.
Trustee Lichto.
I move that we approve 15.1 and 15.2, approval of Moore Park College curriculum and the Oxnard College curriculum as submitted.
I second.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Oh, we were giving that one to trustee
Abel.
Velasquez.
Senate Trustee Velasquez. Okay,
Right,
so we
second.
have a motion made by trustee Lichto to approve 15.1, 15.2, seconded by trustee Velasquez. Trustee Velasquez, how do you vote?
I vote yes. Aye.
Trustees, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. 15.3. Chancellor McLennan.
Thank you. This is requesting approval of memorandum of understanding between Ventura County Community College District and Oxnard School District, and it is specifically to provide non-credit ESL courses beginning fall 2026 at Kamala Elementary School through Oxnard School District. And Dr. Herrera can answer, I think, any other questions you might have on this.
Chair Torres, move to
Trustee-
approve the item as provided.
Okay, is there a second?
Question, Chair Torres, before we have a second.
We need a second.
Not for a question, no. Is this your district?
Yes, I'm going to abstain from the vote.
Okay, technically you have to recuse yourself.
So have the vice chair lead the vote.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I can abstain or I can just, however it's best. Okay, is there a second? Seconded by trustee Mantu.
So, are we in discussion?
So this would be discussion.
Okay, so, my main concern is there's no credits for this, for ESL. So would it count as a volunteer hours, or how would that go on the agenda board for the student?
The students do not earn credit. This is a non-credit ESL to support their educational preparation for future endeavors.
Okay, and this could
Eighth
be.
grade.
Okay, this could be able just to put in a resume. If that'd be okay.
And to assist them with their educational endeavors because it's English as a second language.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Dr. Herrera.
Can I ask a clarifying question? So this is for actual students of Kamala Elementary School?
Eighth grade, yes.
Okay, thank you for that. So it's a support that we're providing.
Correct.
Okay, well, that's wonderful that we're doing that, quite frankly. So I'm all in on this. Can we call for the question?
We can.
Gonna call for, I just want to say thank you. Again, I on an enrollment aspect, what better recruitment than to get families and folks involved from the community? And just clarification, it does say interim superintendent for Oxnard School District, Dr. Anna DeGenna. I don't know if she is interim or permanent. I thought she was permanent superintendent, so that might be a,
Somebody here might know.
that might
She
be a
is.
clear.
She's a superintendent.
Okay, so we might wanna fix that before it goes. Okay, cool. Okay, so we're gonna do a vote. Student trustee, how do you vote on this important item?
It's an amazing item. I support it. I think it's good that we give this opportunity to students, so I vote aye.
Okay, great. Should we do a roll call vote? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Trustee Pychowski.
Absolutely.
Okay. Trustee Lichtel.
Aye.
Okay. Trustee Mantu. And I am also an aye. It goes or carries 4-0.
Note with the abstention.
And I note the abstention. All right. Handing it back over to Chair.
Okay, and 16.1 Chancellor's report.
Thank you. You've received my written board report. Happy to answer any questions in there if there are any. I'd also like to welcome our student trustee, Abe. It's good to have you here. Wish you all the best this year as you go through this experience. Also like to formally acknowledge Myra Campos and her new role, and she's been amazing so far, so. Awesome. And I also, just on a note of negotiations, you know, the inherent nature of negotiations is can be one in certain elements, certainly one of conflict. You have different interests certainly that are being represented, but I want to commend the results of the SEIU district negotiations and the two teams that were responsible for that work, for working at every step of the way, as far as I could tell, in a very collegial manner with the interest of the district and its employees at the front of all the conversations. So I want to commend our district team, and I want to commend the SEIU team as well. Maria. I think everybody came together and the result is a good one. So thank you for that. And I also just want to note, I did mention this in my report. I did have the opportunity to attend all three Pride ceremony, flag raising ceremonies at the three colleges. I offered remarks at a couple of them, and just a really very rich event to see the diversity in our community and all aspects of the word coming together in common purpose for recognizing the contributions and the impact and the interest our community has in our institutions. And related to that, I want to thank Academic Senate President Dolores Ortiz for resurrecting the two resolutions related that she read earlier, and the resolution and the resolve language, as well as good reminders for both of those, both Juneteenth and for Pride. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. And I just want to also acknowledge recent commencement activities that we went through. Thank you to everybody involved in that. All three campuses elevated the show, the recognition, all aspects of each of the ceremonies are very distinct and unique for each of our colleges, reflective of the college community. But I thought all three were just amazing, being able to celebrate our students in our community that way. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Herrera.
Thank you. What we're about to see is a video and a series of videos created by filmmaker Christopher Charles. And it is a motivational reflection of our graduation, celebrating our students. It's entitled Hope and Opportunity Realized. We are going to be using this particular video in parts and pieces and wholeness on our social media, and also when we are working with our students that are in dual enrollment and doing outreach to our K-12s. So if you'll take a minute and watch the video, I think you'll enjoy it.
As I look at your faces, I see the future of our community, our nation, and our world. And what a bright future it is. Graduates, today marks a significant milestone in your lives. You've accomplished something remarkable. You've persevered through challenges that tested not only your academic abilities, but your resilience, determination, and character. Each of you sitting here today has a unique story of triumph, of early mornings, late nights, moments of doubt, moments of breakthrough. You balanced work, family responsibilities, and personal obstacles while pursuing your education. One that represents not just the culmination of your academic journey, but the beginning of your next chapter. For that alone, you deserve our deepest admiration and respect. You have mine. The knowledge, skills, and perspectives you've gained here are not just credentials for employment. They're tools for navigating complexity, for distinguishing truth from falsehood, and for building bridges across differences. The diploma you receive today is not the end of your learning, but a foundation for lifelong education. Practice compassion. Use your knowledge and skills not just for personal advancement, but to lift others. Maintain courage. It takes boldness to speak truth, to propose new ideas, to build rather than to tear down. Graduates, you enter a world that needs your talents desperately. Your families need your wisdom and support, and our democracy needs your informed participation. Today, you become the living embodiment of that mission. As you celebrate today, remember that you're not just graduates of your respective college, you are now part of a proud tradition of alumni who've gone on to transform lives, organizations, and communities. You join their ranks, carrying forward their legacy of excellence and service. May your future be filled with purpose, prosperity, and the joy that comes from making a positive difference in the world. Educated citizens prepared to strengthen your communities in countless ways. I offer you our heartfelt congratulations. We are immensely proud of you.
Now we move on to 17.1, student trustee report.
Alrighty. Okay, is it on? Okay. So, this last, I'd say last month, I just got sworn in today, but, I've had the opportunity, to attend the Pride Flag raising at Oxnard College. I also had the opportunity to meet with the president of Oxnard, Associated Student Government as well. We had conversations about what we want to see for the student life and how important it is to make sure our students get involved more vocally and as well as more constantly. We've realized that students are not as active student government as they should be, and they should encourage other students to get involved as well. So I've talked with her about that, and as well as I talked with President Becerra of Ventura College. I've yet to talk with President Juarez of Moore Park. But besides that, I want to wish everyone a Caribbean American Heritage Month, also Pride Month, and Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. A lot of people do not know that over 40% of suicides are caused by men's mental health, and I think it's important that we acknowledge that. A lot of people in this county alone that I've actually had the not necessarily privilege, but just to know about it, it really hurts me that a lot of men have some type of way to feel that they cannot ask for help. And to me, that's something that we should change about it. If someone needs help, we have help all over the campuses, all over the county, and we should encourage people to seek help. Because if you feel a certain way, and if you feel since your gender, I am a man, I cannot get involved and get help, it shouldn't be like that. We're all humans, and we all have our issues, and we all have to acknowledge that and take in consideration our families and our friends, and let people know that you're there for them. And so that's part of my report. And as well as I had the great honor to meet with Trustee Chancellor, as well as Trustee Lichtel and Trustee Pachowski on separate occasions. I'm looking forward to meet with Mantooth and Chairwoman Torres, but I look forward to meeting all of you. Different places I'll meet you. I look forward. I'm really actively involved in my community, and I'm pretty sure Dr. Herrera knows. The first time I met her, I was just elected, and she's consistent, and I appreciate that. I gave her my business card, my personal business card, and she gave me her acting president business card. I emailed her. Not even 2 minutes later, I get an email requesting an appointment. So I appreciate that, and I look forward to working with all of you. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Ms. Chelsea Russell and Myra Campos for all your help. I really do appreciate it. And I really do appreciate both of you taking my text at 11 p.m. Thank you. If I could get a round of applause for them. Thank you. And that concludes my report, Madam Chairman.
Trustee Pachowski.
I'd like to officially welcome Student Trustee Velasquez, as well as our new AFT President, Lilia Liaba. I'm sorry if I messed that up. I understand what that's like having your name messed up. As well as our 3 new ASG presidents. I'm very happy that we have reached the tentative agreement with the SEIU. As far as how I spent this past month, it was a busy month. Started after the last board meeting with the Moore Park College Student Athlete Awards banquet. That was just a fantastic event. That continued with the Ventura College Mesa Student Transfer Dinner and Award Ceremony. The Ventura College Foundation Scholarship Ceremony. The Ventura College Nursing Pinning, even though earlier in the day I had been on evacuation warning due to the Sandy fire in Simi Valley. On Wednesday the 20th, I was fortunate to attend the Oxnard College EOPS graduation recognition ceremony, the Moore Park College baccalaureate degree pre-commencement celebration, as Dr. Sokanu mentioned earlier, as well as the Moore Park commencement. In fact, I was at all three commencements, Oxnard College the next day and Ventura College after that. Then last week, I was able to attend the Trio Upward Bound graduation along with Trustee Lichtel and Trustee Mantooth. And then last week, I was at the Moore Park Chamber Government Affairs meeting. So it's been a busy month. But I do especially want to thank the new Oxnard College ASG president for mentioning all of the different things that we're celebrating in the month of June, including Pride Month and Caribbean American Heritage Month and Immigrant Heritage Month and Men's Mental Health Month. I think it's important that we recognize all of those and that we continue to do so. And I know that I had a conversation earlier this week late last week with Chair Torres. I know we're working on trying to figure out a way to to make sure that all of those recognitions get done. And I look forward to working with the board to making that happen. So with that, I will say goodnight. Wow, it's earlier than I thought.
Trustee Lichtel.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I want to welcome Abel Velasquez to our board, and I really appreciate your thoughtfulness tonight and the fact that you're really considering all the items carefully and available to help you in any way that I can. But welcome to our board and look forward to working with you, as well as all our new staff that has joined us representing our campuses. I too want to point out Natalia Jimenez and your report. Thank you so much for recognizing all those different items that you did. I think it's so important to do that. I did have a resolution that I had brought forward several months ago related to Caribbean American Heritage Month that unfortunately didn't make it on the agenda today. I did get some feedback from Trustee Chancellor that there was some concerns, and I did agree to remove those items. But for some reason, I'm not sure why the resolution to formally recognize Caribbean American Heritage Month didn't make it on the agenda, but that's okay. I recognize that we don't have a great process for that. And quite frankly, I think it's incumbent on the chair to take leadership on that, either to direct the district staff to come up with a policy or to somehow make that happen as our board chair, so that in the future we have more clarity on what things are going to move forward and which aren't. Quite frankly, I didn't know even coming into today. I know it was on the draft agenda as of Thursday, the Caribbean Heritage Month, and then it was pulled off for some reason. So it would have been good just to have a conversation about why that was. I am also very pleased that we were able to come to an agreement with SEIU, and I want to thank both sides of the arena, if you will, for coming together. And quite frankly, it's been 15 months, but I think it's been a learning opportunity, a collaborative effort, and I thank you for your part as well as our district staff's part. So with that, everyone have a great June, and we'll see you in July.
Trustee Mantooth.
Both of you. I too would like to welcome our newcomers to the arena, as well as those that continue to serve so well in their roles ongoing. It only makes us stronger. But the only thought I'd really like to share is about graduations tonight. Obviously, it's graduation season. We just saw one video, and many of us attended these, fantastic, energy-filled, and very poignant graduation ceremonies at our three colleges. But it's not always about size. Back in the day, I used to attend graduation ceremonies in the juvenile justice facility for single students who had persevered and surrounded by their families. And I would submit to you that that's just as special as 2,500 in a particular venue. But I too had the opportunity to attend the trio graduation, which was an extremely special event. All the more so because it was their families and friends that came up on the stage to award them their diplomas and congratulate them. And that makes all the difference when you can do something at that kind of a scale. It's all good, but there's so many ways to do it, and there's no bad way to do it. That's it for me.
Thank you, Trustee Mantu. Trustee Chancellor?
More to add. I did attend 2 graduations and, you know, the bridge I want to make with the graduations was with the president reports tonight. You know, the photographs that are included in these reports and the smiles, they overlapped also with the video and the actual graduations themselves. So, the only word I can think of is how proud we all should be as a district for making sure, of course, our students, they should be proud for getting across the finish line, but for everyone in this room and all the other rooms within this district for helping our students get there. So that's pretty amazing. Joe, or Trustee Pichowski, thank you for pulling those items tonight because they were important items to pull. Our chancellor mentioned it, but I'll just piggyback on that. Thank you for the academic senates, or in particular Oxnard, for making sure, because that came up in agenda setting about resolutions. And it was our chancellor that reminded us in agenda setting that once a resolution is passed, it doesn't die. It's still active and alive and there. And so how do we make sure that those stay at the forefront? And I think you did a great job doing that. Thank you, Chancellor McLennan, for including our district in the Prop 98 letter that you wrote with the many other community college districts in the state. And it's important work, and I appreciate you including that in your report. Congrats to Nina Brown. I remember, I think it was our first year being trustee. She was in the academic senate, maybe the second, I don't know. I just remember at the end of a meeting, her brutal honesty, she just kind of cornered me and said, "It's not that easy, Josh." And I think it was when I'm like, why can't we just have food services back, you know? And that brutal honesty that there's a lot of moving parts in this district to sometimes see change through or to see a return of things. And that's all I have for my board report. So happy summer.
I just want to echo what Trustee Mantu said. Really, the graduations, that was like the best part, being able to be with the students, shake their hands, and you're saying congratulations, and they're saying thank you so much, and they're so excited, so happy, their families, is why we're here. And so really, as we close, is really to acknowledge and to celebrate all their success, everything they've done. The whole reason we're all here, the whole reason we're all here celebrating is them, why there's the governing board, why we have presidents, we have vice chancellors, the chancellor, it's them. And so thank you for everything that you do, because it's so appreciated. It's one of those that they're my favorite part. I always come back feeling so humble, so full of love. They have so much love and so much appreciation. They see you and they're so happy shaking that hand, and you get to see the faculty, you get to see the family. And each one is different. Just like when you go to Families Moore Park College, I was very happy to get to be at Moore Park College this year. I was at Oxnard College. I wasn't able to be at Ventura College, but hopefully next year. And that's really what I take with me in this month. To address some of the comments that Trustee Lichtel made, the hope is to be able to have a board policy that specifies exactly how are we going to move forward with new resolutions. And that's something we had mentioned before. Anytime resolutions are coming from individual trustees, what is that process? So far, we've been consistent. We haven't had any resolutions coming forward from individual trustees. We have some that are still pending for policy to be developed. So then those resolutions can be moved forward through that process. So in staying consistent with that process, it's the reason why. But we most certainly celebrate and acknowledge Caribbean community, everybody who was mentioned. And so we are trying to look, just like Trustee Pichowski said, of a process to be able to make sure that all policies that are coming forward, whether it's from individual trustees, whether it's from anybody from the community that would like us to consider a resolution, there's a process and there's a way of what that would look like. And so, you know, as alone, I cannot direct the district, but we can as a board, if it's something, a policy that is of importance that we want the district to develop it, we can certainly do that. But as a chair, I can't. So as a chair, I will be able to meet with the chancellor or vice chair to be able to look into agenda setting. But my hope is with the ad hoc policy committee with where we have Trustee Lichtel and Trustee Chancellor actually be part of that ad hoc committee to be able to come together with that board policy of what a resolution could look like and working alongside with our district, that would be really, that can be one option. But with that, I do want to be able to just really close off the night just by thanking everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful summer. We will be meeting in July, I think, for us trustees, but with that, we'd like to say thank you for everything that you do. And we do go to 18.1 now, which is requests for future items. Trustee Chancellor?
I do. I'd like to get an update and it may not be what well, I'm hoping it'll be something that's been accomplished, but where we're going with community projects. You know, it came up tonight, Moore Park College is hopeful for potentially student housing. This could be something that we may be able to seek through community projects or through when we go to Sacramento and lobby our lawmakers. That could be something that we could advocate for. So anyways, I'd like to get an update on where we are with community projects and the work that needs to be done before the next open window, specifically for the federal government. And another item is art in the boardroom. As you can see, the walls are still pretty bare. So it'd be great to get an update on that. Again, where we might be through that process, and also technology updates in the boardroom, I think is important to keep tabs on. That's all I have.
Any other future items, student trustee, or you can do?
Yes, so one of the future items I would like to bring up into consideration is just how we could spread more awareness on our campuses. Because I know that our campuses have a bunch of programs. And so our programs, we need to, I say promote them more. Because if we look at our turnouts to our events and stuff throughout all three campuses, which I've been to events for all three, there's always like 10 to 15 students per event. And then some events cost over $100. Some could cost up to 500. I've witnessed some of those events. And so my concern is, what are we doing wrong for the students? What could we do as a board to get more students involved and rally up behind some important key factors? Like, my opinion is, I think we should have more students in the audience here. Whether they have something that they would want to share with us or not, it's still good to have students here and learning. Some of them are watching online, but we've only get probably 100 students out of 30,000 students in the district. So that's one of my concerns. And my other concern is for programs across the colleges, some programs are being cut. And so I want to look further into those programs, how we could help them out, such as Proyecto Éxito at Oxnard College and also the TRIO programs, because I know the federal cuts are really hurting those programs, and I just want to see what we could do about those. Thank you.
Okay, with no future items, then we are adjourning this meeting.